Hey guys, what's going on? FY My Pawn here, and welcome back to Across the Obelisk. For this stream, we are going through Madness 2, which is the next stage up from our Madness series. So yeah, I don't really have much to say. Let's just get into things and see what happens, because we got quite a bit to go over. As you can see, I've been doing some testing of, other things. But what we're going to be playing is we're going to be playing Bree, Gustav, Zek, and Nezglekt. Or otherwise known as the Tauren, the Frog Boy, the Rat Folk, and the... what were they called? I guess they're called... man, I've forgotten. Let's just go Squid Boys. Let's go with that. Now, each of these guys have their own characteristics that we will go over just in a minute. But before we do that, what do we want to do? I guess we want to focus on Madness Difficulty 2 here. I was considering using Impending Doom, Decadence, or all that, but I think it'd be fun to actually just do it this way instead. So what we're going to do is we're just going to crank up the Madness difficulty to 2 instead of relying on the corruptors that we got right here. So that is going to be our Madness level 2 upgrade here. Now it's a question of whether we'll last or not, but I guess we'll see. We've got 2 perk points available to us, so we'll see if we can add anything additionally to what we got. I've not seen Nezglekt use much of his shields, so I'm going to be removing those so he has more points to work with. But to give you a rough idea on most of these characters, the best way I can describe them is... yeah, it's... think buffers and debuffers. They have a lot of utility going for them that helps them out in the long run. Whether that's a good or bad thing, I'm not sure yet, but I have seen it in progress, and I am quite happy with the results, I must admit. However, I do believe, at the very least, we will need more initial energy cost, because these guys are best at taking out enemies as soon as they come into the field. So it's best you prepare ahead of time, rather than worrying about the future. Well, it's best you prepare in general. The more you prepare for a fight, the better. As for what I'm going to go with, I guess we can focus some dark here. Actually, no. We want to focus Madness here. Is there anything else I can do to help this? Not really. I guess I can give Vitality. No, Vitality won't work. Powerful won't work here either, I don't think. So, yeah. Is there anything I can reduce by 1? Not really. I mean, I guess I could get rid of speed. It's not like I'm expecting him to go fast, after all. Let's see. We can get evasion, we can get more sight charges. We do need to remove stealth somehow, so that is a viable option. Or we could get more energy. Alright, let's see. On round 2, the hero gains 1 energy at the start turn. Let's grab that. So, the more energy, the better. So that is why I'm leveling them up with energy in mind. Alright, let's grab that. What we got here? I think we use Vulnerable, I do believe. We don't use Powerful, not as much, but we do use Insulate, I do believe. And that leaves us with 1 extra point to work with, so I guess we'll just get back to speed. We'll confirm perk assignment there. Alright, we've got 2 points here. If we can minimize 1 point somewhere, we should be good to go. Alright, let's get rid of sharpness, because I don't actually use that for this character. So we'll get more initial shards, and we will pump up the initial energy more again. And finally for Bree, she is an interesting case. Let's just give her additional shards, I guess, would be the best way to go about this. And if I can, I'd like to get some supporting buffs if I can. Get away with it, that is. We only got 1 point left, so I think the best course of action is... I don't know. I guess the best course of action is more HP. Alright. That is everybody's setup basically done. I do have a rough idea of how their builds are going, so we will be addressing that. I will also be claiming some resources for Madness too, so yeah, let's do this.
It all started on the princess's 16th birthday.
We've already been through this, so let's just skip it. Alright, let's first go into town and let's organize ourselves. Alright, first and foremost, I should declare, because of town upgrades and the resources, I'm fully done them. I've managed to complete them on my save files, you know, just offhandedly, so they're good. What I am going to be doing is, you see this nice little button here? We got that for the last upgrade of Global, which allows you to sell supplies for golden shards. We're going to sell all of it, so we can get a buffer there. In addition to that, we are going to get the claim for these resources. That way, we have a ton of shards and gold to utilize for this build. Alright, so the interesting thing about Bree, well, I guess I'll show you guys. So, for level and traits, she is all about thorns and skill cards. Usually it's best to give her thorns because she converts 30% of that at endgame into thorns instead of gaining block. So it's a really good card if you're looking to convert block into thorns, because we keep those permanently for Bree. So having a stacking thorns card is actually really fantastic in her case. Because of the build we're going for very fast and very aggressive. And if we can't do that, we are following up with Bree to cover up with thorns. That way we don't take as much damage and the enemy takes a whole bunch as soon as they can. This is not a bona fide guaranteed, like... It's not an ironed out strategy, mind you. And I probably will need to get more defensive cards and taunts and all that. But the likely exploit here is that we're going to be focusing Bree with taunts and following up with thorns up the ass, in hopes that she actually blocks as much as she can feasibly do. Gustav, as you can clearly tell, is a bard. He is very heavy on the stanza abilities, so if you expect him to use those things, he will use them. So that is the typical go-to for him. I play him rather offensively, all things considering, and I give him a small bit of regen, but that is only in instances where I can provide it. So he's a bit of a mix-mash, mainly focusing on damaging and applying insanity. Zek is a very dark-heavy caster. Zek has things that benefit from curses, like Cursemancy gives a dark buffer to everybody. You can also get buffers for dark that will allow you to reduce the card costs in your hand. It can support slow or chill builds, but usually what I go for is I focus into the left side of the tree, because it will give you as much dark scaling as possible, which is fantastic for him. And because I have it set to 35 charges for his stacking, it only makes it much worse. For the enemy, that is. Nezglekt is our healer. However, unlike most conventional healers, he is going to be healing via insanity at the end of his turn, and using the sight ability for a 10% heal. So for every 5 charges of insanity, everybody is healing 1 point of damage. For every 10 charges of sight in play, he's healing the party for like about, I want to say 1 point. So basically, the more insanity and the more sight charges you have, the more he is going to heal. Usually, I would suggest personally going the left route as well, because that will give resistance debuffs, it will give more healing, but there are a few things that I will probably change here and there, just for the betterment of, well, whatever we do. Let's see. But yeah, those are a number of things that I will be addressing. As for our card setup, that is another setup entirely. Normally, I would go for the Entrench build and go for the Fortify. However, if I'm going to be doing the build that I am, then Entrench is not going to be so much needed, but rather we're going to need a ton of Thorns. So things like Barbed Wire are actually fantastic additions, because they are easy burns. Spike Shield is a staple card that replaces the typical Defend, and will probably be utilized as 1-cost cards constantly for our build, so that is the hope there. So we're going to make Spike Shields essentially our blockers, we're going to remove Pommels and all the attack cards. We need Bree to be full defensive for this to work. And for the sake of it, we are definitely adding Blood Rage for this. So, we're adding Blood Rage, we're adding the Barbed Wires as a burn cards. Let's see, what else we got? We are going to be adding Torrent of Thorns as a one-time attack card. So if we ever need to use it, it's there. We can't use it with repetition training, unfortunately, so that is a bummer, but that is just par for the course. Let's see. For second cost cards, we've got Do-It-Yourself, which we don't need. Invigorating Blow is alright, but not something we're going to need. Barricade is also something we are going to avoid personally, because of how unlikely we're going to get the buffer off. So we are just going to avoid that as much as we can. Instead, we want to focus on things that are going to give us Taunt if we can get it. Spike Shield has already been set, so we don't need to worry about that. Honestly, I'm half considering grabbing Steel Skin, just for the sole purpose of getting the Reinforce. But I'm going to abstain until I figure something else out. Rather, what we're going to grab is... Oh, we have already got Battle Shout. Battle Shout is a fantastic card for Bree. Not only will it give the Reinforce that you're lacking, it will also give a Vitality buff, and it will give everybody Powerful, which increases damage by 15%, which is not bad. Coat of Arms, optional. It's really only if you're needing defense, but considering the build we're going to be going, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Rather, you should focus on 2 cards in particular. There is the infamous Stockade build, which will give block and Thorns. You can also get some Vitality out of it, but I don't want to focus on that. Rather, I'm going to be focusing on the 1,000 Needles buff and going for the golden card of it onto top, rather than going for the burn on the bottom. The reason we want the one on the top is because we can keep playing it. Stockade is only a temporary ability anyways, so it only adds to the reason that we need to get both. So we're going to grab Stockade, we'll grab 1,000 Needles, and I do think we can get a taunt here, if I'm not mistaken. We won't be able to get the taunt just yet, it seems. Which does suck, but that is fine. As for Bree's organization, we're just going to get rid of the pommels for now. We will get rid of the... Do we get rid of the invigorating blows? I do believe we do. So let's get rid of the invigorating blows. We get rid of a single intercept, and we should be golden for now. That is Bree basically set. But for the sake of her upgrades, we will have to consider spiked shields at 1 cost as the priority when we get the chance. But first, let's focus on Gustav now. Gustav, as you can tell, has a bunch of song spells. Now, some require stanza 1, but considering Gustav and his abilities, we don't have to worry about stanza 1, because he automatically starts with stanza 1 at the start of his turn. So, starting off music is not going to be a problem for him. Now, for what we do beyond that point is a whole other ball game. We can go resort to sweet metal melodies and burn those. We've got songs of quickness, which we'd prefer to burn if we can help it. Let's see, what else? Annoying whistle, if you can get it to focus on somebody, is pretty good. But it only does 2, so it only scales up so far. So we're just going to go from the ground up and grab what we need. And then we'll go from there. As for what we go with, that is the good question. Normally I would go with Trace, because that will help you organize your cards early on. But I'm half tempted to grab a better draw card to pull the cards out rather than having to mill them. And to get, just for reference, milling is basically shuffling the cards through until you get what you want, versus the other option. Music sheet's alright. I wouldn't take it though, to be honest, unless you go for the upgrade here. So I would save your money until you can get it that way. If not, then just ignore it. Caltrops, also a good stable card because we've got Bree, but again, we want to focus on Gustav, not Bree. So we should focus on what he has to offer. Alright. We should probably get Tune-Up as a good card for drawing, because it will reveal 3 cards in our draw pile to draw, which is a really nice card for song spells. So we're going to grab 1 Tune-Up, I do believe. That'll help us in the long run, I do believe. Do we grab Song of Celerity? I'm going to say no in favor of finding a better card, because stanzas are going to be used a lot. Whispering Lies is another staple card, but we should need to worry about that. Uproot we'll hold off on for now. We don't need that until Act 4, so we're going to abstain from it. Captivating Voice, nice, but not what we need. And besides, it only starts a stanza, which we don't need to do. And for reference, we can get stanzas through this, but we won't actually scale up a stanza. So for example, say you had a stanza 1 and it goes to stanza 2. It's not going to give you another stanza, last I recall. So it's not worth considering. At least to my knowledge. Alright, let's see. What else is there? There's Plague Shot, which is pretty alright. It pairs well with the group. But it doesn't scale well with Gustav currently, so we will abstain from that. Shrapnel Shot, Vexing Crescendo. It has a jump bonus, it seems. Normally I'd grab the jumping abilities, but I'm going to hold off on those in favor of getting something else. Alright, there is Tedious Poem, which will allow us to deal a ton of damage. We could also do the Sarcastic Sonnet. I think we're going to get the Tedious Poem. Do we get the Sarcastic Sonnet as well? I mean, I guess we can. Yeah, if we keep it 5, 5, 4, 4, yeah, we should be good. Alright, let's grab Tedious Poem, Sarcastic Sonnet. We only need 1 of each, I do believe. because they are costly cards. We will also grab the Eternal Lullaby as well, because that is an AoE card, which we are going to benefit from a lot. Alright, there is a few other cards that we would want. There is the Reverberant Verse, I do believe, which is a pretty good card. We would want to focus it on the front monster, though, if we were going to grab it. Let us grab the Vitalizing Serenade, actually, because that's actually a really good card. We'll grab 2, and we'll go from there. Alright, I think we just need one more card to round this entire deck out, and we should be golden. I think what we need is a third cost card to make up for the differences, and I think the only thing that fits us is either the Ballad of Evasion or the Reverberant Verse. We're going to grab the Ballad of Evasion in favor of that. Now, for cards that we remove, immediately we're going to get rid of all the shivs. We don't need shivs. We're also going to get rid of the Enchants of Accuracy. Normally, it's good to keep these on Gustav if you have any other character, but from what I've seen of this build, we never use slashing or piercing damage. So you can feel free to get rid of these right here. For the future cards, we're going to get rid of 2 Annoying Whistles, and that will be our deck for Gustav. And now for Zek. Zek is a bit of an interest... Oh, well, first let me go back to Gustav and let me explain. So, let me give you a rough idea. By the end of the hope is that we get these sweet melodies burned. The Song of Quickness might get removed, but I'm not sure yet. We're just going to hold off until we figure that out. But we do have Whispering Lies, we have Annoying Whistles, which will probably focus on a specific monster. If we can, I'd like to focus on Stanza 1s if we can help it, but we'll have to see. But regardless, the Sarcastic Sonnet is going to help us. The Eternal Lullaby is definitely going to help as well. And we are definitely going to benefit from the Tedious Poem. We just want to reduce the card cost initially, because if we can get these out immediately, they're basically going to be insta-kills for any that come across us, which is nice. But I digress. For Zek, he is all about curses. If you can avoid cursing yourself, you're doing yourself a service. So things like Curses of Exhaustion are perfectly fine. Dark Pacts, while they do deal a lot of damage, they have a double negative where they just deal damage to you, which is not good. You would want to avoid that as much as possible. Because we have Nezglekt, it's actually decent to grab the Malicious Eye, but it is not suggested if you want to avoid it. You can basically avoid it if you want. It's one of those cards that are basically free and worth considering. However, if you don't find yourself interested in those, the best course of action is to follow up with high damage cards, naturally. For us, we're going to go from the highest cost cards going down, and what we're going to grab is we're going to grab 1 card of Darkness Falls, because that is an AoE dark spell. We're going to grab the Curse of Decay, which reduces healing received, which is great against bosses, I must admit. Following that down, we've got things like Curse of Madness, which is actually going to be fantastic, because Zek is specifically specialized in both darkness and insanity, because he is built to provide both buffers. And because of how I've built the deck, essentially, it's going to get nasty. I'll explain that. I'll say that much anyways. Alright, but I digress. Let's see, we're going to need 1 Curse of Madness. We're going to need a Curse of Vulnerability, which will increase their vulnerability to curses and all that. So I'll grab that. what else? Nothing on this page that we would need. Second cost cards. We're going to need a Book of Nightmares, actually. The reason we want a Book of Nightmares is because of the recurring nightmare upgrade here. It is basically a free recurring nightmare that deals more insanity and more darkness, which is a common courtesy for our group. Our hope is to stack as much madness and darkness as much as possible, so we deal as much damage as we can. In a short period of time, I should say. So we're going to grab one Book of Nightmares for this purpose. We're going to avoid the Curse of Agony, Curse of Elements. We've already got Curses of Shadow, so we don't need that. There is the Dark Future spell if we want to grab it, but I personally don't grab it. I guess I could grab it if I want to do the burn for it. Let's see. X equals target's sight times half. So I guess you can do the Dark Future if you want to scale up your Dark spell. I personally don't do it because you get way more than enough Dark to compensate. What we also want to consider grabbing is actually the Nightmare spell, because it's actually a really good benefit for us. So we're going to grab 2 of those. And it may seem odd why I'm grabbing 2, but you'll understand why, because, well, 3 Dark and Insanity is pretty good, especially early on. Prismatic Field is basically a staple, so always grab it if you can. And I guess now that I think about it, I should probably do the same for Nezglekt, but I digress. I'm getting ahead of myself, basically. Otherwise, Shadow Bolt's good. We shouldn't need anything from the first page, but I'll just do a once-over just in case. Let's see. Librarian, no. Wait, hold on. No, not Necrotic Burst. There was one card that I especially liked, but I'm not sure if it's in our roster currently. Yeah, I think we get that later. There's a very special, specific card that you can get later on, but I'm not sure when we're going to get it, so let's just hope we can get it. Alright, we only need 1 Dark Ritual. Let's get rid of the Dark Packs. Curses of Exhaustion are questionable. Let's see. I guess we can make him burn, and that way we can apply slow and all that. I guess that's pretty good. It'll save us from having to waste... well, I guess we can get rid of him for free anyways, so it doesn't matter. Let's see. Curses of Shadow. We want to keep those upgraded, preferably. The more damage they're dealing, the better. I guess, technically, we can worry about getting the blue Curses of Shadow instead of the red or yellow ones. Because we don't want to suffer dark, do we? All the more reason that we focus in on that. We can make the Nightmares actually 1-cost cards, so I'm thinking we go with that route instead of the Curses of Exhaustion. Because while we can get slow going off on them, we're better off without, I think. Well, actually, I guess we could keep 1 Curse of Exhaustion and go from there. That is not a bad thing. Alright, let's get rid of a... Let's get rid of 1... Well... Hold on. Let me upgrade the Curse or Nightmares first, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we've got 7 1-cost cards. We should need 9 2nd-cost cards, so we can probably upgrade these Shadow Bolts now I think about it. We don't need so many, though, so let's get rid of 2 Shadow Bolts. Let's get rid of 1 Curse of Shadows and a Curse of Exhaustion. And we should be golden for upgrades there. But let me check to be sure. We should probably get rid of 1 more Curse. Alright, let's see. We got Prismatic Field. Well, I guess we're upgrading Shadow Bolt to a 3-cost card. So that's not viable, but we can get rid of a Curse of Exhaustion and just upgrade the Curse of Exhaustion in our deck. And we can just upgrade it to, instead of purging fast, we can apply 2 instead of 1. Alright, and that is good to go. We'll make sure to upgrade Prismatic Field later, but finally, let's focus on Nezglekt. Now, contrary to popular belief on most healers, Nezglekt is a very different case. You do not want to focus him on healing. He is at his worst when he's healing. Instead, you focus him as a damage dealer. The reason why is because the more insanity and sight you apply to an enemy, the more he's going to heal. So that is his gimmick. So instead of focusing on trying to get the most... instead of trying to focus so much on that, you want to focus more on the aspects of applying debuffs to an enemy. So usually its best course is to go for things like... Well, if you can pull cards out, you're basically golden. Normally I get rid of Scries because we don't need to search for them. We don't need so many Mind Blasts or Mental Shakes. But we will definitely need all AoEs. So things like Terrorize, I guess, is a good one. Unholy Storm is actually a good card to have. Assuming we have Darkness, which we don't. So the next best thing is Pandemonium, actually. I guess you could rock Terrorize, but Nezglekt isn't really the best there. So I'm going to grab Pandemonium instead. So this will be our staple card for damage, if we get to that point anyways. From here, we've got things like Condemnation, Dark Outbreak, but we don't need those. Rather, we want Mind Twist, which I do believe is what I was thinking of earlier, because it has the specific orange upgrade that allows you to apply X Madness, which is a nasty little upgrade. So we will grab 1 Mind Twist from there. And let's see, we've got Temporal Chains if we want to use those. It would reduce their speed to a halting 0, which is pretty good. If we could affect this on all enemies, I would love this even more, but we can only get what we can get. So only use these initially if you want to engage the enemy quickly. Because Nezglekt is so slow, it is not wise to grab this Temporal Chains. So don't grab it for him, he's not going to use it at his best. Better to find something else. That is my personal opinion on it anyways. Okay, from here then, we go back another category into 2-cost cards. Starting off with the first row, we're definitely grabbing Anthem of Hope. That will give us our Courage buffer. We are going to grab Clairvoyance. Normally I wouldn't grab this, but because it applies Sight and Insanity, going by the yellow upgrade, it is a fantastic AoE card. Especially early on. I would use it in the most profitable times, but, you know, it really depends on what you're doing. Hallucination we'll leave alone. We can go with the Mental Shake if we wish. We can make those 1-cost cards if we so desire, even. Mind Blast is good as a burn card. That will reduce our deck size significantly. Mind Vision is actually a fantastic card, so we're going to grab one of those. We don't need Prayer of Healing, Prayer of Protection. That's just going to waste more space in your deck. Spectral Missiles, it's alright, but it's not perfect. We'll leave that alone. As for the last 2 cards, it's alright. I would grab Vitalize strictly for healing purposes, though, instead of Curative Therapy. The reason why I say Curative Therapy isn't that great a card is because you need a high discard pile. This is why I go with Vitalize, which actually regens over the course of time. You don't get much of its benefits, but you do get enough of a benefit that it does matter and does noticeably count. Although, for this, I'm actually going to abstain on Vitalize. I'm rather going to get the cards and wait for them. And that finally leaves the first set of cards for us. From looking at it right now, it doesn't look like we have any good cards here, so we're just going to avoid it. Let's see. We are probably going to want to get Prescription, honestly, as a emergency card if we ever need to heal somebody immensely, but we can wait on that, I do believe. Instead, we're going to grab the Staple of Innervate, because that is just a common heal card for us, and let's start to get removing cards. Alright, first staple of cards removed, we're going to get rid of Disguise. We don't need that many mental shakes, I do believe. Let's get rid of some Curative Therapy, we don't need those. Let us get rid of a Mind Blast, and now we are good. I do believe this is going to be our deck for now, until we've upgraded things, just a smidgen. Alright, for now, let's upgrade the Spike Shields to 1-cost cards, make our deck a bit bigger. Alright, Battle Shout, we'd prefer to make it 2 costs, so we'll upgrade it like so. Stockade, we're going to keep as is for now, and Thousand Needles we'll leave alone. Intercept, if we can, I would like to remove from our deck. For now, though, let's get the Intimidates upgraded. Keep it cheap, keep it simple. Barbed Wire, we want to keep... Do we want to keep one? No, we're not going to keep the Barbed Wire. Barbed Wire is only going to be good if, you know, the other people use it as much as I do, which I don't. So, anyways, we're going to... Yeah. The Stockade will do most of the work for us. We won't be blocking permanently, but by the point we get Taunt is the point that Bree becomes a true bona fide tank. But I digress. We will worry about that later. For now, though, let's upgrade the rest of the group. Let's start with Nezglekt. We are going to upgrade his Mind Blasts to be Burns. There we go. Anthem of Hope, we want to make a 3/1. Clairvoyance, we want to keep that a 2-cost card, I do believe. We can make Mental Shake 1-cost cards. Mind Vision will make Burns, so Mental Shake, there we go. Clairvoyance, we want to keep as 2-cost. Mind Vision, we want to burn as soon as we can. Mind Twist and Pandemonium, we can wait. I guess we got Expected Prophecies as well, so that's good. If we want to use them. Alright, draw 2... Yeah. Yeah, so the Expected Prophecies will upgrade strictly because we want to draw 2 and place 2 on the top of our deck. So that way we can start shuffling the deck a bit. Alright, Book of Nightmares we'll leave alone. Curse of Shadow we're going to upgrade. I'm going to make it 14 here, strictly because of the cheap costs. We're going to upgrade Prismatic Field in the powerful direction. Shadow Bolt we want to make a 3-cost card. Alright, Curse of Madness, Curse of Vulnerability, Curse of Decay, all our staple cards, but we're going to get Darkness Falls to 5 tier, Curse of Decay can stay as it is, because we can make it an upgraded 4-cost card. Alright, Curse of Vulnerability is an interesting one. It's a burn, if we want to do it that way. Curse of Madness we're definitely going to keep as a 3-cost. But yeah, we'll make the Curse of Vulnerability here burn, I guess. But not before we use a Dark Ritual, I do believe. That way we get more mana to prepare for the future. If we ever need to. Alright, Curse of Vulnerability, we make a burn. Curse of Madness, we upgrade to its higher form. Curse of Decay, we upgrade to a higher form. Drain Life and Book of Nightmares, we leave alone. Alright, now is time for the final bits here. Alright, Sweet Melodies, we want Burn. Let's see, Whispering Lies, Annoying Whistle. Alright, Whispering Lie is going to require Stanza 1, I think. Because we don't want to make these 2-cost cards after all. And it's not like we're praying for Decay after all. So we'll get Whispering Lies. We'll get Annoying Whistle upgraded to be a targeted spell. Ballad Evasion we'll leave alone. Alright, Sarcastic Sonnet is going to be nice. We want that to be a 3-cost or a 4-cost? No, let's make it a 4. Let's keep it 4-cost, and we can at least get the vulnerable on it, on the monster, so that's going to be nice. Plus, it's more insanity, which is good. Alright, that leaves 47, which I don't think is enough to upgrade anything beyond that point. Yep, that's it. Alright, that's our complete deck setup. It took a bit longer than expected, but that's just par for the course when you're trying to upgrade. And yeah, let's go about starting by buying our pets. For starters, naturally we want to have the highest resistance on Bree, because she's going to be taking the brunt. So, contrary to popular belief, we're going to go with Slimy. Slimy has the most durability of resistance, and while Mozzie is pretty good with his... One second. Oh, sorry about that. That was an unknown number. Contrary to popular belief with Mozzie being Bloodsucker, that's only good for bleed builds. Now, you can probably guess this already, but Oculi is a really good Clairvoyance card, which is actually best in the hands of Nezglekt. If it wasn't for the fact that Zek is also good at these cards. Because it applies Sight and Insanity. Now, I'm going to give this to Nezglekt because he is the one who benefits most from Sight and Insanity, so we're going to give that to him. Alright, we are now left with 2 other cards. We can either go with the staples of Mozzie, Stormy, or Sharpie. I'm going to go with Sharpie. As for who I give it to, I'm thinking I give it to Zek. Strictly because he's going to be suffering the most from debuffs. And that'll give us a reason to give Gustav the bunny. The reason I'm going bunny is because Hurry Up is going to be helping him get initiative going. As for items, well, these are the things we got. Because of Divination Orb, we are going to want to focus on Nezglekt, I think. Yeah. It'll give him 2 insanity damage. And combat... he'll get +2 charges on his insane abilities and sight abilities. So naturally, it's just a good choice for him. Alright, we'll grab that. The Quill is not needed. Butcher's Knife is not needed. A Gate Amulet, Water Vase. Spiked Bracers might be good for Bree starting out. It's a cheap cost card, so I'll grab it. So she basically starts with 7 Thorns, which is really nice. And from there, I don't think we need anything else. For reference, healing benefits do not apply to Nezglekt specifically, so I would suggest not grabbing those ahead of time. The best course of action you can do for Nezglekt is to give him Regen, which he doesn't benefit from anyways, so usually rely on Gustav for the Regen part of healing, because he's going to buff everybody. That's the gimmick there. But that's besides the point. We're good to go. Let us begin our Madness Act 2 run. Alright, let's see. What paths have we got? I think it's in our best interest to... Alright, we've got the path for the old granary. We've got the grave on the road. I don't know. I'm half tempted to go on the grave on the road, strictly because I can. Alternatively, I can figure out another route. Well, I can't do Nezglekt's questline, I don't think, so that is not an option. Right, I think it's going to be a staple for us to... I guess we... I don't know. I'm mulling it over. There's nothing here, so we won't get a benefit there, so that is a thing we don't need. Let me check the Grave on the Road common event, because I know that leads into something big. Alright, let's see. Okay, so not that. I've already got Flamey. Latina, Yulmer, and then cross to Greenish Portal. Once on the second map, you need to head Mantret. Okay. Okay. Apologies if I'm taking so long, I'm just trying to find the best result here. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm having trouble figuring out a route, so we'll just go with the natural course of action and just hope we go somewhere. Let's first go to Caravan. You meet a caravan of pilgrims resting by the roadside. They tell you that they are carrying various objects that might be of interest to you. They also offer to take you to various safe places in Silenthia for a small fee. It basically offers you the option to travel quickly in favor of losing out on experience and whatnot. This is not really that good unless you're looking to just speedrun through a run and just get the highest score possible. Let's take a look at the items they carry. See if they have anything interesting. Alright, well immediately the corrupted tourist map catches my eye. So that's something. Every 2 turns gain 2 speed. That's pretty nice. And I guess this would be a Nezglekt thing, because he is usually the slowest, I believe. Yeah, we'll give this to Nezglekt. We'll also give him the Vision Ring, because he benefits more from the sight. So all the more reason to grab it. Alright, let's see. We've got the Vitality Amulet. We're going to give that to Gustav because he does get Vitality for some of his buffs. Combat start, gain 3 Vitality. No, we don't need that. Instead, I think it's in our interest to give Bree the Lapis Necklace. Actually, no. We're going to give this to Zeke. He needs to be speedy, so we're going to grab that for him. everything else seems fine to me. Yeah, as long as we're fast, we're good to go. I think we can manage with that. Alright, perfect. In that case, contrary to my usual route, I'm actually going to go down south and focus on the Wandering Wizard. That way I can go to the Forest Glade this time around. The reason I am going to the Forest Glade is to complete one of the quest lines in the blue area. And that is the reason I'm going there, basically. Alright, as you can see, naturally the defense is going to be big. Just buff up as much Thorns as you can with Bree, and she is going to be good. As you can tell, Gustav throws down the Stanza, which allows him to cast Stanza 1 spells. This allows him to go through and just throw down things like Power Slave. Boom. And you'll notice that their HP changed a little bit. This is because of what I've got currently on. Because of my abilities, I reduce enemies' HP by a set amount the more insanity I produce. So, say for example well, I guess first let's tune up. Let's get a... I guess Vitalizing Serenade. I guess we could have saved it for later, but it's fine. Let us do an Sarcastic Sonnet. This will reduce the HP of this guy, and it will even go down to as far as 34. So basically, the more insanity we do, the more HP they go down, which is nice. From here, we can just use things like Nightmare or Curse of Shadows. We'll start with Nightmare. Do Curse of Shadows here, Nightmare again. We will then do Drain or Black Death. Deal some damage there. And as you can see, their darkness starts to keep going. And because of the Thorns Bree has, it basically finishes them off, which is nice. Alright, Sacred Bolts, nice, but not nice enough. We will abstain from those. And we'll just get the shards, because we're going to need more at some point. As you move down the main road, you see a small grave on the side, and decide to get closer. The grave has no name, but for some reason you can feel an eerie aura around it. Your adventurous spirit screams treasure, or maybe it's danger.
Oh, I remember hiding something here.
Zeke approaches the grave and digs quickly until he finds a small chest. It looks like he was the one who put it there, so he has no trouble opening it. Once he puts the key in his pocket, he opens the chest effortlessly. Alright, nice. Apply 1 dark and sight to monsters. That's a fantastic item, actually. And that's every turn. Jeez, that's nasty. Alright, Bree, we're going to give the silver ring because it gives a bit more bonuses than I expected. Hero received +1. Combat and all heroes receive 5 HP. I mean, that's alright, but I don't think we need it. And as much as I'd like to swap out rings, I think it's in our best interest to keep what we got here. Well, I guess we don't have to now I think about it. Do we need to? I think the speed +2 is better than the charges +1 of vitality. We'll grab the ear ring, it's a bit better. Alright, we'll get gold for him. And I don't think we want to swap out the vision ring anytime soon, so we're going to leave that alone. Yep, we'll just get more gold. Done. Alright, to the Pasture Fields we go. From here, we've got the fungal outbreak, which is a tedious one, I do believe. Place magic mushroom at the top of random hero's deck. Immune to insanity. Okay, so that's not something we're going to be doing. Normally, I would accept those you know, quests, but our deck is based on insanity and all that jazz, so we don't want to ruin our chances here. Okay, we're going to focus on the black sheep here. We will intercept, double down with spiked shields, and we'll throw down thorns on the black sheep. So that way we start preparing for Gustav. The way we're going to be dealing with these guys is we're going to start with a power slave, and then follow up with an eternal lullaby. Now their HP is looking a bit naff, which is nice. Alright, we've got Curse of Decay, Curse of Shadow. I guess we Curse of Decay the Sheep Shearer. We'll then follow up with a Curse of Shadow to get rid of him, because he is a healer after all. We don't want him causing a ruckus after all. Alright, with that, we can then follow up with Mind Visions to get rid of the black sheep in the middle. We can then follow up with Mind Blast, I do believe. There we go. The sheep is now gone. And finally, we can follow up with a... Let's start with an Expected Prophecy, see what we get. Let us put the Mind Twist. Alright, let's put the Expected Prophecy and the... Well, no. Let's put the Mind Twist and Anthem of Hope back. Then we get the Expected Prophecy again. And which it puts it back. Okay, never mind. I tried. But unfortunately for him, the AoE was enough to take him out. Okay, for abilities, we can technically grab Foresight if we wish, but I'm not going to. Yes, the sight buff is really immense, but we can worry about those things later. Curse of Fragility is nice, but we don't need it. Same for Curse of Agony. Captivating Voice, we'll be fine without it. Trace is also something we can go without, so we'll abstain from that. And we'll just get shards. Just shards. And now for the new recruits. You've reached a crossroads. To the north of the path leads an old watchtower. To the south, the path leads to you to the bridges that cross the river. The northern path appears to be blocked by a pigman with a brand on his arm, who's trying to recruit others for what appears to be a cult. If you want to go north, you will have to deal with them. Let's attack them to clear the way. You approach them and quickly catch them off guard. The marked pigman summons a fire imp, and the fight begins. Unfortunate for him that he's not ready for what crazy shenanigans I got. Alright, because of our build, we can start with a standard bearer, get some thorns. We'll throw down a battle shout, barbed wire, and we want to focus down the fire imp first, but we're going to focus on the initiated here, just to make him weak. Alright, let us do the Power Slave ability. Follow up with a tune-up so we can get a card. Vitalizing Serenade, I guess, is the go-to here. In that case, we want the Annoying Whistle to go through. Boom. And I guess we follow up with... No, we don't need a Sweet Melody just yet. We'll hold off. Ah, perfect. Darkness Falls. A staple card, if you will. Let's just throw that down. Boom. Nearly everyone's dead. And we can... I guess apply this to everybody if we wish. Yeah, it's the Black Death, why not? There we go. Now they got 17 dark charges, which is nice. Unfortunate for him that he's going to be perishing this round, so good for him. Alright, I guess we can follow up with Pandemonium, which will reduce them down significantly. Alright, they're going to throw torch, and they're going to kindle. I think it's just natural course that we get rid of the pig here, and let that other one die. The Thorns should, yeah. The Thorns basically clear them. And as you can see, we're not taking that much damage because we're killing them so fast. Plus, we get better rewards as a result, so I'm not complaining. Okay, let's see. Normally I would go with these supplies, but no. Burning shot's really nice, but again, it's one of those things that we don't need. Now we can either go to the Broken Altar, or we can go to the Forest Border, which I think is for the best. When you cross the bridges, an old man who rests on one side looks at you and says,
Hello, young ones. Would you spare a little time to listen to this old man's request? My staff is about to break, and I need a new one to continue my travels. I remember I had a spare one that I used in my younger days. It was a very special staff, imbued with fire magic. But I left it far away from here. If you get the staff back for me, I'll follow you on your travels.
let's just accept.
Let me remember. I used to be in a special group of people. Maybe one of them has my staff. Or they keep it for me in case I come back. I'm sure the staff will be there in their main base. They're located in the Velkaroth Mountains near the volcano. Thank you for helping this old man. Take these magical shards as thanks.
And for that endeavor, yeah. All monsters gain... hypothermia. Now this is something we can do. We're going to immediately take this, and we're going to fight. Our slowness isn't going to affect us too heavily here, especially if we just rush round 1 and 2. So I wouldn't be too worried. Instead, we're going to start throwing 1,000 Needles first, Spike Shield. We'll throw a block on Gustav. And we're going to focus on the Dryad first and foremost. There we go, with its Intimidates. We will do the Eternal Lullaby starting off. And then we follow up with Whispering Lies to weaken this Dryad even further. Then we follow up with Zek, who has a massive amount of initiative. We're going to give out Prismatic Field to increase our damage output. We're then going to throw down a Curse of Decay on the Dryad here. Yeah, sounds about right. We managed to get 1 out, so that's good. From here, we are going to... I guess we got Mind Visions, so we can start using those. So we'll start with the next Dryad next. So, yeah, the Dryad's basically done there. We will then remove HP from this dude here. Follow up with a Mind Blast on the Dryad in the back. And I guess we don't need Banish, so Expected Prophecy, let's see what we got. Let's put Clairvoyance and Expected Prophecy on the top of the deck. And end our turn. And because of the Thorns, well, there you go. Rip. Just in that 1 round. Yeah, Trunk is not looking so good. Alright, I guess we just go Power Slave, Whispering Lies, and we're done. We didn't heal that much, but that's par for the course with this deck. It's not so much about healing as it is so much about dealing as much damage and getting Nezglekt healing us at the end of the round, basically. So as long as you focus on those gimmicks, you're basically golden. Alright, we don't need anything here, so we'll abstain from those. Once we get into the better cards, we will. But we don't need to worry about those just yet. Another set of Hypothermia. I think we can do that. Alright, round 2, Hypothermia. Let's do this. Alright, let us start with 1,000 Needles. We will get Blood Rage going. And we will intimidate the closest Dryad here. Get some more Barricade and Tword of Thorns. There we go. Alright, we've got the Sarcastic Sonic and Eternal Lullaby. Let's do the Eternal Lullaby first. Alright, that's the reduction that we need. Alright, Persistent has gone into effect. We can follow up with a Curse of Shadows. And then we can Shadow Bolt the Dryad for the kill. And we will Dark Ritual, I guess Nezglekt? Yeah. We'll suffer some harm from Zek rather, but that's fine. We can follow up with an Innervate in compensation. For this, then we go with an Anthem of Hope. We will then apply a Mental Shakedown for the Dryad. And then we use Mind Vision to completely obliterate. And of course, the damage, if any is done, well, it'll go to them. Yeah. Because Massive Thorns, OP. And yeah, as you can see, Zek just heals up significantly thanks to Nezglekt's presence. Alright, let's use Standard Bearer. That'll give us some healing going. We will then use Battle Shout to increase our power. Follow up with the Shield Spikes. Get the weakness on the Dryad. Intercept with Bree. Dryad's gonna try and kill us, but unfortunately for her, yeah, Bree. Bree causes enough harm that it's not going to affect her. Okay. We're going to throw down a Clairvoyance. We will then obliterate the Trunky here. And then we'll follow up with a Mind Twist. Boom. We suffered a bit more damage than expected, but that's fine. And, ooh, we've got a Burn Spike Shield, which is pretty good. I'm going to grab the Burn Spike Shield because more Thorns, obviously. Everything else looks like a burn, or in exchange, so we'll just get shards here. There we go. But as a result, we've managed to level up. Now, there's two ways we can go here. We can either go Unforgiving Nature, which will increase the Crack and Thorns charges for a round. But we're going to go as defensive strategy because we are not even attacking with Bree. So kind of pointless. We're better off getting more card drawn block. Alright, for Gustav, usually people can go Melodic Rhythm, but because I'm prioritizing attack cards, we go Heavy Metal. Zeke really depends on your opinion. I personally go Cursemancy because we have a lot of curses. This will also reduce the cost of your highest cost curse spell in your hand by 1. So all the better to use it. When you can, that is. Soul Harvest is basically just overall spells. It deals some cold damage. But I digress. Finally, we've got Chilling Gaze and Night Terror. Chilling Gaze basically adds chill and sight charges, and if you hit somebody, it basically adds some more cold. We're going Night Terror. This allows us to last 7 uses, and if Nezglekts ever hit, they suffer 3 Insanity and 3 Dark. Which is good. It's more a reactive playstyle than anything. You discover a forest glade, and here you see some menhirs, placed in a peculiar way, forming a circle. Inside the circle there is an altar of some kind at which an elder dryad performs a strange ritual. On the altar is some pieces of gold and a shiny white stone that seems to channel moonlight. The Dryad has not yet realized that you are close, but it will surely protect the Moonstone at all costs. Let's attack the... Well, I guess we can attack the Dryad or we can convince her. Let's try it. Yeah, we got the Moonstone. There we go. Loot-wise, nothing too fantastic here. Yeah, it's nothing to shake a leg at. Let's leave. Yeah, we'll get gold. Alright, Gustav has no damage benefits here, so we can get the woolly hat, I guess. Yeah, it's a bit of a block. Amulet, no. Short sword, no. It's not like we're using ice, so nope, we're just gonna get gold. There we go. Alright, Obelisk Corruption. Immune to darkness and weakness. Now, normally I would go with this because it's such an easy deck, but we are dealing with the dark, which is not good. The dark immunity basically it ruins us if we don't, you know, if we don't do this, basically. Alright. Let us throw down let's throw down a stockade. Let's use the battle shout. And that way we can get as much offense as possible. Alright, perfect combo. We start with Power Slave to get more empowerment. And we then throw down the Eternal Lullaby. That'll weaken them severely. And following up, we got Zek, who will now use Darkness Falls, it seems. We get Darkness Falls, they go down immensely fast, and now Nezglekt is left, who will then use Pandemonium to take them out. And most of them are gone. We'll take out the Tainted Dryad, because that's the most pressing. And yeah, we're good there. The rest will just die from damage against Bree, I guess. Or not. Round 2. Lucky him. Alright, I guess we go with Curse of Shadows and finish it off. Not bad. Not the best results, but hey. We did manage to beat it 2 rounds, so as long as we got the excellent reward, I'm not complaining. Okay, card tiers. Nothing too fantastic just yet. Dark Future, while nice, is not going to help us. So let's just get these shards. We'll be fine with those, and we're good to go. Time for Ylmer's Awakening. The obelisk is in sight, but something very dangerous is blocking the way. Ylmer, an old treant once known as the protector of Silenthia Forest, has awakened and has been tainted by energy emanating from the now active obelisk. Beside Ylmer, there is a trunky and a dryad protecting him. You can't see any way to avoid the confrontation, but maybe you can make the fight easier or worse depending on how you approach him. We will lure the dryad using Moonstone, and we'll go from there. The dryad is now gone, and now we've got the tainted trunky and Ylmer to deal with. That is relatively easy to do, though. We will start with a stockade, follow up with a battle shout, and we'll go intercept on Bree so she has some protection, and then we'll use the mana there, and we'll get Spike Shield for even more defense. Thorns 22 starting off. Alright, let us get the Eternal Lullaby going. Or do we want to? I'm going to hold off for now in favor of prioritizing the Song of Swiftness, the Sweet Melody, and the Annoying Whistle. Alright, now we can start focusing on the bigger stuff. We will start with the Curse of Exhaustion. There we go. We can then throw down the Curse... Well, do we throw the Curse Shadows? No. We instead want to use Darkness Falls, I believe. Or do we use Nightmare? I'll use Darkness Falls because it gets rid of mana. Besides, bigger damage better, usually. Alright, let's get rid of the Tainted Trunky as soon as we can. Pandemonium. There we go. That's the mana done. And now we wait for everybody to reorganize. Okay. Time for the next bout. Let's see. Let us use the defensive strategy. Follow up with Spike Shield. Gets barbed wire going. We'll double intimidate. Alright, we'll Spike Shields. And I guess we'll block again. And while we can't maintain that 122 block, it's perfectly fine. Alright, let's throw down a prismatic field. Do we? Yeah, prismatic field. That way we can prepare Dark Ritual on Zek. So that way he has more mana to work with next time. Because the Treant did that, we now have cleared the area for attacks. And now we can focus on Ylmer properly. Without too much hassle, that is. Alright, we gonna go with Vitalizing Serenade? Alright, well, if we use this, then we'll hold off. Let's get some more mana. More mana for Gustav is going to be appropriate. Okay, for this, we go with Mind Blast. And follow up with Mind Twist to increase the amount of insanity. And there we go. Now we wait for Zek. We'll start with the Standard Bearer, get Barbed Wire, Shield, Intercept going, and get the Thorns for extra damage. Now that we've got the Bardic Music going, we can get the Power Slave going. We can follow up with Whispering Lee, or Whispering Lies, that is. Annoying Whistle, and Ballad of Evasion for extra defense. Now we go with Zek, who is going to completely demolish this boss, most likely. We will start with the Curse of Madness, I think? Do we go Curse of Madness, or do we go Curse of Decay? Curse of Vulnerability, then Curse of Madness. Oh, wait, hold on. Here we go. Boom. Nearly dead. And Nezglekt will take the kill. By using, I guess, Night Terror. Boom. And that's just how easy these fights will get if we use this combo going forward. Alright, let's see. We've got Vampiric Touch, Ruin Bolt, and Terrorize. None of these cards really stick out to me, even though they are excellent, so we'll just get the shards. The grind is going pretty well, all things considering. At least I like to believe. We've just managed to finish through Act 1. And yeah, we're just gonna see how things go. Ylmer will never wake up again. A shame that a once tall and wise treant like him had to end this way because of the mysterious reactivation of the obelisk. Between Ylmer's roots, you see a large golden chest appear. You are one step closer to your objective. Inside the chest you find some golden shards, but also a good amount of magic items that have been long forgotten, hidden between Ylmer's roots. As for loot, we're going to give Bree immediately the Shield of Thorns, because that is a fantastic item to give her. For Gustav, I think it's in our best interest to replace his woolly hat. Yeah, if we give him the woolly hat, then we can give him initiative boost if we so desire. I think I'm going to give the Brigand Armor actually to Nezglekt, actually. We'll then follow up with the Acolyte Tunic for Zek. And for Gustav... yeah, we don't need the Zol Runestone. It's only 1 damage after all. I guess beyond that, I guess we throw down Ylmer's branch, oddly enough. Because I guess Gustav does have the regeneration going for him, so... It's an item. We'll probably just sell on the way. You find yourselves in front of the obelisk. After centuries of inactivity, it is now bursting with energy, and the runes engraved into stone grow brightly. As you read the runes aloud, the wall of the obelisk warps and distorts, creating several portals. The time has come to cross the obelisk. Where will you go? We are going to go to the red portal because we have a quest there. You cross the portal, and before you realize it, you're already in another place. The group went across the obelisk and in an instant found themselves in another place, far from the Celestial Forest. One of the many mysteries of the obelisk has just been revealed to them. In ancient times, the obelisk was used as a means of transportation, since reaching this land by road would take several days. They searched for signs that the princess or Lord Hanshek had been there, and found 2 pairs of footprints leading away from the area. The group looked to the horizon and saw that there was another obelisk in the area that was active. Undoubtedly, the princess and Lord Hanshek had something to do with the activation of the obelisks. The next destination of the group was clear. Alright, it's looking like we got the Raider Patrol here, so we got a rare event going. So what I'm probably going to do, route-wise, is I'm going to go to town. We're probably going to go to the Raider Patrol here. We'll scoot our way up to the Raging Beast, follow our way down the pathway here. And... oh wait, hold on. Oh, then we won't be able to do the Burning Hand quest. Nuts. Okay, so that is not an option. The best I could probably do is actually go... well, if I'm going to go any route, I'm probably actually going to go down through the banquet and go to the crane instead then. Because I think that would be for the best. Alright, let's go to the Velkara mount, and let's go see what we can upgrade. Alright, starting with the most expensive upgrades. Well, I guess we can go with the 210 upgrades specifically. Let's see. We're going to grab Mind Twist. We're going to grab the Burn version, so that way we can get a bigger application on Insanity. There we go. For Zek specifically, we want to upgrade later because they're too high cost. Alright, the Song of Quickness. That is an interesting one. I might just get rid of those cards, actually. The Ballad of Evasion, we're definitely going to get the upgraded version when we have the cost for it. But for now, we will get the Burns of Vitalizing Serenade. Alright, Eternal Lullaby. We want to keep as a 5 cost. We'll just make it deal more damage. The Tedious Poem, we want to keep as a 5 cost, so more to there. Alright, we've got Stockade and Thousand Needles. For Stockades, we are just going to upgrade it to deal more Thorns. As for the Torrent of Thorns, we just upgrade it to its 0.6 version. But before that, we're going to remove 2 cards, and namely, they're going to be the Intercepts. Alright, do we need anything from here? We'll get rid of one of Gustav's cards, the Song of Swiftness. We don't need that. Alright, Zek. We've got Drain Life. We've got Book of Nightmares. How's our cards looking? Alright, we should probably get rid of a tier 2 cost card, I'm thinking. So we're probably going to get rid of Curse of Shadows, I'm thinking. So that way we've got a low cost deck. Alright, Nezglekt is a natural choice. We've got a ton of burn cards, so it's not going to be hard to choose from. Let's see. Clairvoyance is non-burn. Mind Blast is not burn. Mental Shake is a non-burn. Okay. I think we get rid of a Mental Shake. That way we just have one mental shake in our deck, so that way we can shuffle accordingly. And that will leave us with how many cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 expected prophecies, which we probably should get rid of one at least. So I should probably get a burn card for this, so let's see, what we got? Oh right, we have golden cards unlocked now. That's good. I completely forgot about the golden cards. Alright, there's Mesmeric Mirage. I think we need a 3 cost. Yeah, we need Mass Dispel. So that's a good way to get rid of Expected Prophecy, most likely. Alright, so we'll get rid of one of the Expected Prophecies. And we should be good to go now. Let's just upgrade Mass Dispel so we can keep it. Because I don't exactly want to burn the Mass Dispel. Yeah, there we go. And from there, we are good to go. Yep, 15 cost cards, pretty good. Alright, let's see. What does the town shop have to offer? Alright, we got shadow damage books, we got stone amulets, got brigand armor, scryer staff. For every charge of sight you apply 1 burn. It's a pretty good card, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, blood guard, we don't need. I guess we just go with the brigand armor here for Gustav. We will abstain on the blood guard for now, in favor of giving Zek the gauntlets, which will give him 4 powerful. In addition, I guess I can also give him the shadow book, because he's going to be using shadow damage. So I'll give him those. And the scryer staff we will not be using, unfortunately, because the divination staff applies more effects, I think. And while I do like burn, it's not part of the deck, I don't think. Not just yet, anyways. Alright, Forest Banner. Combat start, gain 1. That's 75% chance to dispel 1. You know what? I think the Lucky Paw is a pretty good item. It's a bit better than the Forest Banner anyways, so we'll grab that. As for pets, we're basically solid. Alright, let's go. We can save up on town upgrade, or the town resources, because we don't need to worry about them. Alright, our path is predetermined. We're going down the eastern road down south. I'd like to see if I can do the crane event, if I can. And if I am successful, well, there we go. Alright, the Melancholy. While I would love to use this, it's got the nasty effect of removing insanity, which is a whole gimmick for our deck, so we're not going to apply it. Okay. That just leaves us with the Eternal Lullaby and all the other jazz. We'll start with the Eternal Lullaby, get these guys weakened up, move off from Gustav to Bree, who is going to throw down a Battle Shout, Spike Shield. We will then intimidate the Firebrander. We'll throw down a Blood Rage for extra mana for Bree in the near future, because this is probably going to take 2 rounds. Okay. We will start with a Curse of... Do we go with Curse of Shadows or Curse of Decay? I'll start with a Curse of Shadows. Oh, and then you get the card draw, right? So that way I can follow up with Nightmare and then Shadow Bolt if I wish. Which is an alternative. I'll go with the Nightmare Shadow Bolt combo. There we go. That'll weaken him significantly. And that will leave us the chance to Mind Twist to take him out. From there, we will use... I guess... Mind Blast on the Imp. And we could just take out the Imp. There we go. And we follow up with Innervate on Bree. So that way she gets some healing. Okay, it's now just these guys. Which shouldn't be too hard for round 2. We can take these guys out lickety-split. Alright, let us start with the Curse of Vulnerability. Yeah, we go Curse of Vulnerability so we can take out this girl quickly. Then we got Gustav going. We could throw down the Heavy Metal, Power Slave, Whispering Lies for extra damage, and we can get the Sweet Melody going for a swift recovery. Alright, now it's time for the Evoker to go down. It's as easy as throwing down 1,000 needles, barbed wire up the wazoo, defensive strategy, torment of thorns, intimidate, and shield. There we go. And finally we just go with Nezglekt, which is usually the finisher. So we can go with the Master Spell if we wish, but we are probably just going to go Mind Vision for the kill. There we go. Clean and simple, just the way it's appreciated. Ah, we got a Corrupted Clairvoyance. That's actually fantastic. We're grabbing that. That is basically 1 cost AoE, which is nice. I am not going to complain about that. We'll get shards and shards. Okay, we're good. Now we go to the banquet. You arrive at some kind of party. It seems that the cultists are organizing a banquet for the new members. They seem too drunk or immersed in the party to be bothered by your presence here. You notice that some cultists are playing a drinking game. Maybe you can talk to them or join into the game to extract some useful information. Party time. I think it's time to crash the party. Let's do this. Alright. Because they are slow and weak, it's not going to be as bad. So we shouldn't have to worry about them being a big issue. But we should definitely prepare for the worst. So let's get some sweet melodies going for recovery purposes. And let us start getting the Thorns going. Battle Shout, Shield, and then follow up with an Intimidate on... I guess we Intimidate the Evoker. We want to minimize... We want to take her out first, I guess. Ah, perfect. Curse Mancy. We will then throw down, I guess, Darkness Falls. There we go. That'll deal a ton of damage. We will hold off on Black Death, I think. Yeah, we want to hold off on Black Death because it's not dealing as much damage. Instead, we're going to just focus on the Evoker and make her suffer. Because health damage is nasty. Alright, I guess we go with Clairvoyance Pandemonium combo. No, we go Pandemonium Clairvoyance combo. That way we get the weakness benefits going. Nothing's more nasty than 25 vulnerable. Or 25 resistance loss. Especially for mind damage. Jeez, that's painful. Alright. They're trying their best, but they're failing. Significantly. Alright, time for Zek to take them out. Or at least, near enough time. We will start with a Prismatic Field. And we will throw down a Nightmare on the Firebrander. There we go. Alright, time for Gustav to rock the concert. We go with the Power Slave, I do believe. Alright, we go with the Vitalizing Serenade. And then we throw down the Whispering Lies on the Firebrander. There we go. Now it's just these three. Hopefully Nezglekt can handle this. He should be able to. Yeah. With Mind doubling, we can get Mind Blast going. And we can take that guy out. And this Firebrander should be able to take out... Oh, no. It's because Bree is now next. And we can just get the Torment of Thorns going, I guess. Assuming we can get off, that is. Barbed Wire, Intimidate, and Tour of Thorns. There we go. Not enough to kill him now, unfortunately. So, he's just dead now. Didn't get the excellent quality upgrade, but that's fine. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. As for what we grab here, we're just grabbing shards. Nothing special about it. Alright, we go down to the cult tents and just keep going down the south route. We are going to avoid using the backlash, so we won't be getting that, unfortunately, but that's fine. We'll live with it. Oh, pain. Yeah, that's a lot of pain. Alrighty, let's see what we got. Let's start with a sweet melody. We'll then throw down the... What do we go with? I guess we go with the sarcastic sonnet on the evoker in the back. Alright, Bree, you're next. We get the standard bearer for extra block. Throw in the blockades. Weakness, blood rage. There we go. Alright, time for Zek. Zek is going to throw down Nightmare. Nightmare. Shadow Bolt. And finally finish off with Black Death. There we go. And now we just wait for the evoker. Or rather, I guess we wait for Nezglekt. For this, we're going to use Night Terror on the Ravager here. That way we can throw down the Pandemonium without issue. And we should be able to get some extra damage off if we just get rid of that evasion, which is annoying. Alright, and now we've just got to wait for round 2 on our turn. Damage is annoying, but we can't do much about it, especially considering we don't actually have any cures for burn, which kind of a undersight on my part, admittedly, but you try and do what you can. Alright, we'll start with Prismatic Field, so everybody's buffed. We will buffer up the... Let's get the Curse of Exhaustion on, I guess, the Fiend. Alright, so now for Gustav. We will use Heavy Metal in response. Power Slave. Tune up for the annoying whistle, I guess. Alright, well, unfortunately we didn't benefit much from that, which kind of sucks, but oh well. Okay. Barbed Wire. Spike Shield up the wazoo. Stockade. Defensive Strategy, and I guess... Yeah, we take out one of the Fiends? No, we take out the Evoker. We Intimidate. And there we go. Alright, 49 Thorns is pretty nasty. Let's do a quick Mass Dispel so we get rid of our negative effects. Then follow up with Clairvoyance to get rid of another individual. Alright, round 3. Okay, with this we can throw down the Sarcastic Sonnet and Annoying Whistle for the kill. There we go. Not the best results, but not the worst. Okay, if we had the Rain ability, I would definitely grab it, but we don't, so that sucks. Alright, let's just gather what we can here and move on. No need to sugarcoat it any more than that. Alright, the crane. You arrive at the place with a mechanical crane that communicates with somewhere down the mountain. This appears to be the way the nearby bazaar and cultists resupply. The crane is fully loaded, and there is a supply ready to go up. The problem is that to activate the crane, you have to enter a code using a keypad. Alright, let's have Bree pull up the cargo. Bree grabs the cable with both hands and, with all her might strength, pulls the load up. You open it and find some golden items. Ooh, a garnet earring and a lava orb. Interesting. Let's see. Combat start, gain 2 vitality. You get +1 charges in vitality. And max HP +5. Fire rune. +1 fire damage, max HP. And every 2 turns apply 3 fire damage to all monsters. It's pretty okay. The garnet is pretty nice though, I must admit. But I don't think anybody can use it is a problem, so that sucks. We could have used the lava orb, but we don't have an actual way of wielding it because none of us use fire. Technically we could have at some point, but we didn't have the chance, so rip that plan, I guess. Alright, well, none of these is gonna help us, I don't think, so I guess we're stuck with what we got, so I guess rip us. Alright, let's get gold then. 400 gold ain't bad. Alright, empty camp. We could have Nezglekt heal us, but it's a 0% chance, but that's fine. You arrive at a cultist camp, but it appears to be empty and all the cultists have gone elsewhere for the moment. You inspect the place, and there doesn't seem to be anything of value at first glance. In one of the tents you did see a few beds prepared when the cultists return, and they seem quite comfortable. After so much fighting, this seems like a good place to rest. We could forage, but our card costs are way too high for that. So I think it's in our best interest to take a nap out of everything. So at the very least we're healing up for the near enough boss fight they're going to be doing. Alright, backlash, we're avoiding that completely, which kind of sucks, but yeah. Par for the course. Okay, here we go. Let us start with heavy metal. Do the annoying whistle for the pyromancer. Or do we go for the ravager? We'll go the pyromancer in favor of just dealing as much chaos damage. There we go. Heavy metal really did us wonders. Alright, Bree's suffering a lot, unfortunately. Can't heal her just yet, so that sucks, but that is par for the course when you don't have initiative going for you. Alright, we're going to want to throw down Dark Ritual? No, I think we go Curse of Madness. And we do it on the Pyromancer to start with. That way we throw down the Curse of Decay as well. There we go. And we follow up with Black Death. There we go. And that big burst of damage was Dark Triggering, which is a 35 stack. Which is pretty nasty if you think about it. Alright, we'll start with Mass Dispel. Then we'll throw up Anthem of Hope. And then we'll do Mind Blast on the Fiend, I suppose? Yeah, the Fiend comes next, so naturally it comes to be the target. We throw down the Standard Bearer, get some healing in. Throw down the Barbed Wire, Spike Shield, we intimidate the Fiend. We do not use Blood Rage because we kind of need the HP. Yeah, Bree is suffering from some slow. Doesn't help that she's taking a beating. A big beating nonetheless. She might go down at this rate. Alright, well, let's start by taking out everybody. So we'll start with... I guess we'll start with the Shadow Bolt or something else. We'll go Shadow Bolt, because that's a staple card. There we go. Alright, it's Gustav's turn. We just use Sweet Melody to really heal Bree up. It's not the best solution, but it's honestly the only solution we got. Alright, we can get the Spiked Shell going. for more Thorns. Let's get the Stockade Thorns going. Then we can rain Torrent of Thorns on our enemies. There we go. Alright, it's time for Nezglekt to go. Let's see. Let us start with Clairvoyance. Then we follow up with Night Terror, which I should have done first, but that's fine. I guess we follow up with Mind Visions. There we go. Big damage. And if I'm not mistaken, he's going to start attacking Bree in a minute. Oh, I guess not. Okay, I guess we get the Vitalizing Serenade off. Unless we want to go for a combat one. No, let's go with the Power Slave. Then we get the Vitalizing Senate. That way we can get Zek going. And basically these two are nearly done, so... yeah, let's just do a Nightmare on this dude. That'll get him to death. And Drain Life. For at least some healing. Let's see, what we got? We've got Binding Heal, Mind Visions. We'll leave those. Leave those. Eternal Lullaby is nice, but we've already got one. Scavenge okay, but no. Yep, we'll just get more shards. Ah, perfect, a level up. Alright, countermeasures. Thorns +1. Gain 3 Thorns when damaged, 3 times around. At the start of your turn, reduce the cost of skill cards in your hand by 1 until they are discarded. As much as I like Tactician, countermeasures is just better, I think. Because it'll constantly stack up Thorns. Tactician, on the other hand, applies only to skills. And we don't have a lot of skills in our deck aside from the things that actually don't block. So it really doesn't help us. If we had skill cards that block, then I'd consider it, but we don't need attack cards or, you know, utility cards. We need more Thorns. Alright, the Thorns have been presented. Alright, we've got Shrill Tone and Fanfare. Sharp on heroes also increase mind damage by 1 per charge. Or we can get Fanfare. When you play a song spell card that costs energy, refund 1 energy and grant 2 regeneration to the most damaged hero. And this applies 3 times a turn when we play song spells, so basically nearly all the time. We're grabbing Fanfare, obviously. Alright, for Zek, we can either go with Dark Feast, which at the start of the turn, for every 8 dark we have, reduce the cost of the cards in your hand by 1 until they're discarded. Alternatively, we go with Putrefaction, which we're going to grab. Basically, it means enemies are more vulnerable to darkness, and yeah, more damage means. Alright, Nezglekt. When you play a skill card that costs energy, refund 1 energy and apply 1 sight to all enemies. Alternatively, we go Mind Devourer, and that just means we apply Mental Leech twice, which is basically a double heal. We're going to grab Mind Devourer, for obvious reasons. It's just going to be a better heal for us. Now let's just hope we can deal with the Cult Temple. I'm hoping we can. You enter the cultist's main base, where you meet their High Counselor, Urkel, along with a few cultists, waiting for his order to attack you. You notice that Urkel is carrying a staff that the old man has asked you to retrieve. You've entered their base and killed many cultists along the way to get here, so there's no chance of leaving without a fight. What are you going to do? We're going to ask for the staff. Alright, Urkel gestures his minions and prepares to fight. Yep. It is now time to deal with Urkel. Alright, let's just hope we can defeat these guys. Alright, we're going to start with Power Slave, naturally. That'll give us some defenses to work with. Let us go with the sarcastic sonnet. We're going to focus on the Ravager first, and then go for the annoying whistle. There we go. And now we're slowly getting mana from our spells, so that's good. That means we can constantly play higher tier bardic spells, which is nice. We'll start with the Standard Bearer. Get Thousand Needles going, get the block, Intimidate, and we're just going to slowly build our way back to Urkel. Now, it really depends how you fight Urkel, but he is going to be applying as much burn as possible. We want to kill him as soon as we can. The less rounds he has to affect us, the better, basically put. Okay, for this, we're going to want to, I guess, just Darkness Falls. It's just stable. Alright, we can either go Nightmare or Curse of Exhaustion. We're going to go Nightmare. Well, actually, no. Let's go Black Death. That has more chance of, activating. Good. That clears out at least one enemy from our roster here. Alright, now time for Nezglekt. We can now start focusing on dealing as much damage as we can. Let's see. If we're going to focus on the Pyromancer, we're going to have to focus hard, so let's see. This will give us Inspire, which we don't need yet. And besides, we're suffering from elemental damage, not so much healing damage. Alright, so we're going to start with Mind Blank. We'll get Mental Shake going. And then we'll Mind Twist. And then we'll finalize with Innervate on Gustav, oddly enough. But then again, the heal's going to go through, and yeah, Nezglekt just gets the recovery like crazy. Alright, that just leaves Urkel and the Pyromancer, which is good. It just means that we've got one more enemy to deal with. Alright, for this we're going to want to use a Vitalizing Serenade twice in prep, so that way we get regeneration going. We will then follow up with the Annoying Whistle. There we go. Follow up with the Whispering Lies to clear out the Pyromancer. And there we go. Now we only have Urkel to worry about, who's got fire resistance, but we're gonna be fine, I think. Alright, let's throw down a Battle Shout, Barbed Wire, Intimidate, and let's throw down Defensive Strategy. So that way we got bigger defenses for Bree, because she kind of needs it. We'll throw down a Prismatic Field naturally, because, well, we're dealing with, you know, fire. We'll get the Dark Ritual going for Nezglekt, so that way he has more mana to work with his turn. There we go. We could probably apply Mass Dispel here if we wanted. That's probably what we're going to do after we apply Night Terror. So we then do Mass that, then we follow up with, I guess, Mind Visions? Yeah, and then Clairvoyance. There. That should do it. And now we finally have Gustav. We'll start with Heavy Metal. We'll get the Sarcastic Sonnet going. We'll get the Recovery going on Bree. And then finalize with the Whispering Lies. There we go. And he is basically near death. Yep, basically dead. That wasn't too bad. I thought it was going to be a lot worse, but thankfully the Mass Dispel helped us a lot there. Never mind Nezglekt with his double heal going. That was pretty nice. Deep Darkness. A diamond spell. You know, that's not bad. For dealing 31 damage, doubling the target's dark, that's really nice. I'm grabbing that. That's too hard to pass up. Alright, Pain Suppression, we don't need that. We'll just get Shards. We don't need those, so Shards. Yeah, we're good. With the death of Urkel, there is no one left to lead the Cult of the Burning Hand. After your passage through Velkarath, decimating their ranks and the death of their leader, the few remaining cultists flee, and the cult is dissolved. You have the staff. We're done. We've got the honorable achievement, trait, so there we go. Alright, let's see what we get. We got Ring of Fire. We don't need that. We got Water Vase. Don't need that. Imp Statue applies to flares. No. Do we have any good weapons? I guess we got Hellblade. Apply 1 mark. I guess it's... I don't think Bree is going to use it, but whatever, I guess. It's a weapon, I suppose. Whatever. If we use it, we use it. If we don't, we don't. Alright, Jingle Bell. Every 3 turns, reduce the cost of the highest cost card. We don't need that. Yeah, I don't think we need anything here, to be honest. The only thing that might appeal is the gold chain, more than anything. And even then, that's only for somebody specific. Let's give a small upgrade to Nezglekt, I guess. We can give him the +4 resistances, +5 HP. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, we'll just get gold. There we go. You arrive at some strange ruins, where 3 different groups of elementals fight to try to activate and take control of a statue that is in the center. They appear to be deadlocked, and none of the groups manage to gain ground from the others. Perhaps helping one of them could break the deadlock, and the winner could thank you in some way. Alright, let's help the stone elementals, I think. Why not? You enter the fight. You face the lava elementals and the obsidian elementals that are already vulnerable because of the fight with the stone elementals. Alright, they're pretty weak right now. Nice. Makes our job a little easier then. Throw down heavy metal. We'll then get Vitalizing Serenade going. Twice over. And we'll do a 3 over to focus on the obsidian elemental there. And then we'll follow up with Whispering Lies for extra more. There we go. Big old insanity damage. Nice. Alright, let's go with Battle Shout. 1,000 Needles, Barbed Wire, Blood Rage, and Spike Shield. There we go. Thorns coming in clutch with 33. Nice. Let's throw Cursemancy so we have it. Do we need Darkness Falls? I guess we do because extra darkness applies. Good. Won't be able to apply this round, but that's still fine. We'll get plenty enough to wait as it is. We'll just enjoy the darkness as it comes. For now, though, let's put Pandemonium on the Obsidian Elemental. That way we can get the Pandemonium going. Alright, that cleanses them. And then we can focus on the Obsidian Elemental again for even more insanity. Alright, nice. And of course Nezglekt just sucks out the HP for everybody to use. Alright, let's get Sweet Harmony to get rid of the burn from Bree. We'll use Power Slave. There we go. And then Annoying Whistle on them. There we go. Bree, unfortunately, does not have any attack spells, but yeah. Well, she's got Torn of Thorns. That's it. Thankfully, we drew it. Alright. Quality of cards should be excellent. We didn't get anything in particular we want. I guess we can get Tune Up, though. It reveals 3 song spell cards and puts it into our hands. It's alright. It's certainly better than having the normal tune-up, I suppose. Yeah, let's get the upgraded tune-up, why not? It'll get us Stanza 2 as well, so that's nice. So that's basically 1 mana, or 1 energize at the end of a turn, which is nice. Alright, Mind Twist, no. Hallucination, no. I guess we leave out the rest, I do believe. Yeah, we leave out the rest. Should be fine. The elemental brawl is over, and only the group you helped came out victorious. The rest of the elementals leave, and the winners prepare to activate the statue, to claim the place as their own. The statue breaks, and a lot of magical shards appear for it. The stone elementals do not seem to mind that you take all of them. Alright, time for the Volcano Summit. Backlash, absolutely bad. We don't want it. Alright, we're nearing the boss. Alright. Let us start with the heavy metal. So that way we can get the Vitalizing Serenade off. We can then follow up with Tune-Up, which will allow us to draw another Vitalizing Serenade. There we go. And we will follow up with I guess a hold off on Sweet Melody? We don't need it yet. Okay, let's throw down Barbed Wire. Let's get Spiked Shield going. Let's get a Blood Rage. What else? I guess we intimidate the weakest looking individual for their damage. I guess we go Lava Elemental, because they suffer the most from Thorns, or ranged Thorns. Alright, it's time for Zek. Ah, perfect. Deep Darkness. What an opportune time. No, what we need is, we're going to use Curse of Madness to follow up. Then we can double down with Deep Darkness. There we go. And that's the insta-kill we want. Okay. Ah, they got Sunburn, but it's not enough to worry about, but we'll get rid of it anyways. We'll follow up with Mind Twist, which we will double down on the Obsidian Elemental. There we go. Resistances should be slowly whittling down now. But it's all good. It's all good. Alright, let's start with Cursemancy. From there, we can... what do we do? I guess we throw down 2 Nightmares. Yep, 2 Nightmares, there we go. Then follow up with Black Death for extra damage. There we go. Oh, and I guess we got free Curse of Exhaustion, so we'll just pawn that off on the Lava Elemental, which is basically damage. Okay, from here, we use Sweet Melody to cure Bree. We use the Ballad of Evasion. Follow up with the Annoying Whistle. In turn with Whispering Lies. There we go. And I guess we follow up with Tune Up for the... I guess prep for Power Song. And go from there. As for Bree, she's just building up Thorns as she usually does. So Stockade, 1,000 Needles, Barb, Shield, Defense. There we go. And 72 Thorns, not bad for a cast. Not bad for a tank. Let's see, let's just go Mind Blast then. Mental Shake, there we go. Expected Prophecy just to see if we got anything important. We'll put those on the top of our deck. And we'll save Mind Vision for later, I guess. Okay, I guess we throw down Power Slave, Annoying Whistle, and we're good. Nice. And we even got Excellent Quality. Excellent Abyss. All monsters repeat 2. Oh. All monsters repeat 2. Apply 5 dark. That is 15 dark applications. That's really nice. It is a bit costly, but what spell isn't? I guess this is going to be our staple card. Yeah, it's going to be our staple card next to Darkness Falls. So, if we have the mana for it, we will cast it. If we don't, we'll figure something out. Alright, so that is him done. We don't need another Innovate, so we'll hold off. Camouflage, no. Wicked Craftsman, no. We could get Shadow Step, I suppose. Yeah, we could get it and get some stealth going, but I don't think we're going to use it often, to be honest. Well, it would increase damage output, I do believe. Let's get it, because we also get Energize as well. So, I'll if I don't like it, then I'll figure something else out. But, yeah. You reach the summit of the volcano, and the obelisk of Vel'Karath is a few meters in front of you, across a rocky path of lava. When you take a few steps on the path, a giant elemental appears. It is the Elemental Lord. Ignido, the Elemental Lord, seems to be guarding the path to the obelisk, and does not attack you immediately. When you retreat, he plunges back into lava. Well, we can either heal up, which we're not going to make, so we're just gonna engage. After you enter the rocky path, Ignido reappears. You get a small movement bonus. The fight begins. Alright, it's time for our turn then. We will start with... I guess Power Slave is naturally the best course. We get more power as a result. Let's see. We throw down a tune up, so that way we can get the Tedious Poem. Alright, let's get the Annoying Whistle going. We will spend 2 mana, gain 1. There we go. That'll allow us to use Tedious Poem and deal a ton of damage to the boss. We'll throw down another tune-up so we get prepared for next turn. We'll just get Vitalizing Serenade as well. There we go. Resources. Alright, we start with the Standard Bearer, get some, clarity going there. We'll start with Stockade, get Spike Shield, Intimidate. We'll get a Blood Rage going so we got some more HP to work with. Alright, let's go with Cursemancy. Let's start with Prismatic Fields. Let's get the Nightmare going. We can double down on the target damage, but I think it's in our best interest to focus on things like Curse of Madness, for example. Yeah, so we'll go Curse of Madness for now. We'll worry about the upgrades later. Okay, we will start with Anthem of Hope, Clairvoyance, Mind Blast. We will do Innervate on Zek, because he's going to need the mana. We'll do Expected Prophecy, and we'll put the other 2 cards away so we can get Mind Blast going for extra madness application. Yeah, he's going to suffer immensely once Bree starts buffing up her, once she buffs up her Thorns. That's going to be nasty. Alright, let us get the Vitalizing Serenade, I guess, going? Yeah, Vitalizing Serenade. Let's throw down the Whispering Lies. There we go. And we will do Annoying Whistle. There we go. Big damage. Alright, from here, we do Barbed Wire. Do 1,000 Needles on self. Spike Barriers. Well, hold on. Let us activate Defensive Strategy. That way we get some more block. And we can go from there. Alright. We're probably going to want Curse of Decay going, I'm thinking. Ah, yes, he is using heat assimilation, so all the more reason to use Curse of Decay. Yeah. We don't want him taking advantage of his heat assimilation in hopes to heal too much. So we'll just half his healing. Nothing wrong with that, after all. There we go. Half healing. And now we can just take him out like crazy at this point. Let's start with Night Terror. We will then follow up with Mind Twist. There we go. Now for Zek and the crew. Okay. We can't jump with our deck. We can Nightmare though, it seems. So I'm going to charge up mana. And I'll give that to Nezglekt. There we go. We'll suffer some damage, but that's a small sacrifice I'm willing to make in favor of just demolishing him with a Mind Vision. There we go. That is the Act 2 boss dealt with. Wait, seriously? You managed to get Vampiric Tutor out of that? Oh, that's nice. Alright, Vampiric Tutor's a fantastic spell. We're grabbing it. It's hard to pass, especially the upgraded version. Yeah, no, we're grabbing that. We'll lose 8 HP, but we've got lifesteal on this dude anyways, so that's fine. Death's Reach. Do we grab that? I don't think we do. Yeah, no, we're not grabbing that because he does not use Darkness. We don't use Holy Blast or Fire, so we'll abstain from that. Never-Ending Story. Requires stanza 3, but it applies 1 insanity per. And it's a repeat up to 6 against all monsters. Okay, yeah, no, you sold me. We're grabbing that. We don't use Fury, so yep, we just get more shards. You defeated Ignino, the Elemental Lord. A large golden chest appears from Ignino's remains. Now the rocky path in the lava is clear, and nothing stands between you and the obelisk. You can continue your journey. Okay, that leaves the Volcanic Axe and all the other shenanigans. Normally I would grab the Volcanic Axe, but I don't think I actually need it, is the issue. Rather, it's probably in our best interest to get the core, strictly for healing? Alright, but before that, let us get the Druidic Amulet. We should probably get it strictly for the regeneration charges, so it'll help our survivability somewhat. Alternatively, we get some other things, but I think it's in our best interest to... Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say. All of them are pretty useful. You know what? I got a better idea. Let's get gold instead. We can wait until we get to town, because we can just roll at that point. You're in front of the obelisk. Like the Salenthia obelisk, this is also activated and brimming with energy. As you did before, you read the obelisk runes aloud. The obelisk walls warp and distort, creating a new set of portals. Which portal do you cross? We go to the blue portal, which is an icy draft. You crossed a portal, and before you realize it, you're already in another place. The group crossed through their second obelisk, and as before, found a more recent trail of the princess and Lord Hanshek. They remembered that the Queen of Salenthia, known for her great magical powers, also disappeared a few years ago. Could the princess have inherited those powers? And is Lord Hanshek taking advantage of this? They had too many questions to turn back now. They must read Lord Hanshek at all costs. In the area, they were not surprised to see that there was also an active obelisk on the horizon. This time, the group had a feeling that if they hurried, they might be able to catch up. Alright. Self-explanatory. Route for what we're going with, we're probably just going to rock the Owl Guardian, so that way we can get the honorable status. Technically, we don't have to go and hunt for, familiars and all that, but it's a worry for later. But I digress. As for upgrades, we will go with the keep, but in cost more. We'll get the Torrent of Thorns, which will increase the damage, I think. Do we want the upgraded version of Thousand Needles? Yes, I do. Pandemonium, we're probably going to upgrade to 6 cost, I think. Yeah, that way we can double down on damage. Zek, Book of Nightmares. No, we want Endless Abyss. If we upgrade that, we could focus on all monsters without it being burn. Which I think is a lot better. Endless Abyss can focus on one monster, though, which is an option, but I think Endless Abyss with multi-monsters is better. So I'll grab that. Alright, Gustav, Ballad of Evasion, naturally is going to be best on all heroes. I think it's in our best interest to upgrade it to Stanza 3, so we'll get that. Alright, that just leaves... what else? Innervate, Mental Shake, no. Zek. Did we even grab it? Oh, no, we did. It's just upgraded here. Reveal 6 cells from your draw pile and put 1 into your hand. It costs 0 until guarded. Or we get the cheaper one. I'm just going to stick with the cheaper one because why not? Although if we don't have the search card... No, we need the more costly one, I think. Well... we'll see how the... We'll see how the cheaper one does. Alright, Recurring Nightmare versus Normal Nightmare. You know what? Let's grab the Normal Nightmare. I think that might be better. Drain Life we'll hold off on. Tune Up we're going to get rid of, actually. So let's do that. And let's upgrade the Shadow Step here if we can, which we can't. Rip. But that's fine. Alright, it's time for the armory. Let's see what we got. Alright, Thermal Amulet. +2 charges to insulate, +1 charges to wet. All resistance is 6. Well, I was planning on getting this, so let's grab it, I suppose. That's going to help us significantly. The Cursed Dagger. Damage with hit, apply 5 dark. Okay, yeah, no, this is grabbing. We're grabbing the Cursed Dagger. Yeah, that's going to apply a ton of dark damage, which is going to be nice. Alright, the Porcupine. We're going to get that in favor... Yeah, we're going to get that in favor of the Hellblade, because it automatically applies 3 Thorns, which is nice. So we're going to get the benefits of that. We will keep the Shield of Thorns for now, until we find something better. Until then, we are going to get the Warrior's Code, I think? Unless I can find some other book that I would need. I guess we could get the Diamond Ring instead. Yeah, I could get the Diamond Ring. It's a little better. Well, I guess we'll grab the Diamond Ring and we'll grab the Warrior's Code. Because it's a little better than Dispel one. So, yeah, we'll grab that. There we go. Done. Alright, that's our purchases done. We can't upgrade anything anymore. I guess we could convert our supplies if we wanted to, but I don't need to. So let's just get ready and get going. As for where we go, we follow the route up through the Beggar's Gateway. We'll go over to the Owl Guardian and go from there. Actually, I guess I could go to the Wounded Thief, but... Nah, let's just go to the Beggars. Alright, we'll give the woman 800 gold pieces for the ship ride. And she will tell us information about the city armory, which is going to help us significantly. Once we get to the Elven Armory, that is. Alright, to the guard post. Oh, that's hard to pass up. That's a really good card. All heroes suffer Sanctify. All monsters gain 4 Sanctified damage and 35 Holy Resistance. I think we need the Meditate card. It's way too good to pass up. It's a golden card, no less. draw one. It's basically a free card for Nezglekt, essentially. Even if it is a burn, that is. But hey, that's extra mana. That basically he gets more cast chances here, or more malleability with his casting, I should say specifically. Okay, Zek is suffering a bit, but that's fine. We'll live. Alright, let us start with the... Let's tune up. Let's see what we get. I guess we can get the Eternal Lullaby. There we go. We will then do a Shadow Step for extra damage. And boom, Eternal Lullaby. We follow up with the... Who do we focus on? I guess we focus on the squirrel here. Alright. It seems like this is going to be a bit harder than I anticipated. But that's fine. That's fine. Alright, throw down Cursemancy. Throw down Darkness. There we go. Ah, the darkness is scaling. Nice. That's good. Alright, we're gonna throw down a... Do we throw down Pandemonium? Yeah, we can't throw down Pandemonium. It's a double down after all. There we go. That's just gonna make their HP reduce even more, which is good. Yeah, nice. This is gonna be nice. Okay, let's throw down a Battle Shout. We will then throw down Standard Bearer for more AC. We'll then throw down the Intimidates, and throw down the Thorns. There we go. Alright, time for Gustav to do his actions. Let us start with Power Slave. There we go. We will then use Vitalizing Serenade, I think. Yep, there we go. Double down for extra HP. And we will take out our anger on the squirrel for 100 damage. Nice. Ah, he's trying to heal from his he's trying to heal from this. Interesting. That's a nasty thing. Good thing the dark effect actually triggers on everybody now. Alright, let's see. Vampiric Tutor, we can draw... We can't draw what we were hoping for, the Endless Abyss, which is right here, unfortunately. But we can still do that, and then we can follow up with damage on the squirrel here. There we go. Then we can just start dealing more dark damage. Or try to, anyways. I think I really should have put the ring on Zek that Gustav has, because he applies more dark anyways. Oh well, you reap what you sow. Let's throw down Clairvoyance. We will throw down a Night Terror. That way we can throw down a... Well, we're going to need to take this guy out anyways, so we'll do Mental Shake and Mind Blast. There we go. And now Bree has big defenses. Alright, let's beef up. We'll start with Thousand Needles, Spike Shield, Barbed Wire. Done. Alright, we can't use Ballad of Evasion, but we can use Heavy Metal. We can use Sweet Melody to get rid of some debuffs on certain characters if we wish, but we don't need to do that. Instead, we're just going to focus on the Sentinel. And I guess Sweet Melody on himself. There we go. Now all that's left is a Sentinel, which is as easy as Curse of Madness. And we're good. We managed to get the Corrupt card for Nezglekt, which is going to be nice. We don't need Sunbeam. Dark Future Corrupt card. Deal X, apply X. X equals your target's sight. Apply 3 sight. I think at this point we can definitely take Dark Future, especially as a corrupt card. So we're going to grab that, and we'll get the rest as shards. Now we go to the forest. Oh, absolutely. I'm very choosy when it comes to these bonuses. And plus, the more points you rack up during a corruption run, be it Madness 2 or whatever, you should theoretically be able to get more points for your next run. That's why one of my specific earnings ended up being 10k. So basically, the more you play the game, the more upgrades you can get, the better the quality cards. As for Thunderstorm, I think we can manage this. I mean, we've managed it before. We're taking more rounds, though, so that's the issue. Yeah, we'll have to suffer through some thorns, which is not or thunderstorms, which is not fun. Yeah, it really wholly depends on your build. It doesn't account for what you're building, it just accounts for the rough difficulty that it is. So, like, if you were good in this certain situation, then it would scale well. As an example. Thunderstorm, do we get it? I mean, I should be able to manage it. I just don't see any earnings that I would get from it, aside from the score bonus. What do you say, chat? What should we do? Shall we activate the corruption or go just abstain? I think we go for the chance and just wing it. Why not have a bit of a challenge? We were doing it lots of times already, so might as well, right? Alright, let's throw down heavy metal. Get the power slave going. Alright, let's see. Whispering Lies on... I guess we focus on the druid who's actually casting the storm. Which isn't all that bad, actually. I should just focus on the one that's going to give me the most hassle. Well, I guess we can focus on the druids anyways. They're going to cause me hassle anyways. Oh, it seems like they're healing for some reason. Oh, no, wait. They're losing HP. Just their max HP specifically. Keep forgetting I do that. Alright, Spike Shield, Blood Rage, and... I guess Thorns it up. There we go. Alright. Dark Future is nice, but we will need to scale it with more sight-based abilities. I guess we can start with Darkness Falls. There we go. Do I do Black Death? It applies 6 dark. You know what? Let's do it. It'll deal a ton of damage to opponents. There we go. Alright, the sight comes into play. We got a free meditate card. Perfect. Alright, let's get the... Do we do Mind Vision? No, we follow up with Anthem of Hope. That way, we can follow up with Mind Blast and then Mind Vision. And we'll follow up with the one here. And there we go. Alright. Now we just gotta wait for the owls to finish their turns, which are way faster than us now at this point, which does suck. But hopefully Nezglekt is able to restore their HP in timely fashion. Last thing we want to do is die to this. Well, at least the Thorns is coming in clutch with Bree. That'll be nice. Alright, let's battle shout. 1,000 needles. Spike shield. And let's intimidate this guy here. There we go. 95 thorns. That's nasty. Alright, let's start with the Vitalizing Serenade. Twice over. That way we can start curing Zek and Gustav. There we go. Some nice massive heals. Alright. For this, then, we can... we got 22 Tark on the Sentinel. So let's actually double down on the Sentinel here. And he's very dead. Don't regret doing that. Okay. Let's see. Let's use Night Terror. Mind Blast the heck. And I guess Mental Shake. We'll follow with an Innervate on Gustav. And we'll leave Pandemonium for later. Alright, time for Gustav to do his magic. Alright, let's start with a tune-up. And we're going to go with Whispering Lies, I suppose. Technically, though, we don't need it, because we just do Shadow Step and Nether-ending story. There we go. Whispering Lies. I really should have done that first, anyways. Would have been way better. But that's fine. We'll just throw down the Clairvoyance and the Mind Twist, and we're good. Nice. Didn't even suffer that much. I was right to do it. That just leaves our choices. We'll get shards all the way through. We don't need a greater heal anyways. Alright. You come to a large owl statue that the elves use to protect the forest from the cold, but it seems to be malfunctioning. As you approach, you see a young elf who says to you, "What are you doing in this forest? You shouldn't be here. The magic stones that powers this owl guardian is almost depleted. When its energy runs out, it will grow cold, or the cold will grow, and the dead will advance into the sanctuary. As an elf, it is my duty to stay and protect the sanctuary. If only I had another magic stone, or something to replace it." Alright, let's give her the Moonstone. Oh, this is perfect. Just what I needed. This magic stone is even better than ours. It seems to recharge at night. Alright, perfect. We just grab her and let's go. We should have gotten the... Oh, no, we didn't get the honorable item. Rip. Alright, well, that's a no-go. We'll just get a quick rest going, and then we'll keep going. Yes, they are doing more than 50, because there's a specific trait that, Zek has, I do believe. Going by perks, if I'm not mistaken, if you go to Mystical, there's a few things you can do. What I've ended up doing is I've increased the charges to 35, so they should be dealing about 70 damage, not including any other bonuses I've included. Because usually they just stack up and deal more damage. And because of how I've built Zek, and with Gustav and Nezglekt's help, he's applying even more charges of Dark. On par, I think he's applying like 11 per round. Yeah, exactly. It's, once you get to these later levels, you'll get tons of, delicious damage. It's at that point you could start using your, chances to go through, the madness levels, which is gonna be nice. Alright, hypothermia. Honestly, I'm not going to do the hypothermia thing here, because they are specialized in cold, which is not good. The last thing I want is them to be focused in their own territory, after all. That would not be fun. Oh, seems like they're going ham. Okay. Alright. Well, that's a good start. I guess let's start with heavy metal. Alright, Turtle Lullaby. Let's go with Sweet Lullaby. Let's get with Whispering Lies on the Draconoid. Juicy. And that is some potent magic. It also helps that I have Insanity, or Insane, doing half its normal damage in favor of getting damage done to negative 13%. Or rather, it basically allows me to deal more damage to the foe, essentially. So I've got multiple aspects that are working together with my crew here. Alright, let's throw down a Spike Net. Get some more mana and defensive strategy to follow up. Alright, it's time for Zek. And let's see. I think we go with the Curse of... Nope, we go with Darkness Falls, because 11. And it seems we managed to get more off that, oddly enough. Well, Black Death will follow up for extra massive damage. Not sure how I applied that, but whatever. Alright, let's throw down Meditate. And I guess we can double down with Pandemonium, can't we? Let's start with Mind Blast, so that way we get some more damage on the Draconid here. And then we go with Pandemonium for extra more insanity damage. Which seems to reduce their damage done, I think. Which is actually pretty nice. Hold on, is their damage reducing, or are they suffering more damage? I'm not sure. It's one of the two. I'll have to check the ability when I get the chance. Let's start with Stockade, 1,000 Needles. Alright, we go with Spike Shields. We Intimidate. And Barbed Wire. There we go. That is 85 Thorns, that's nice. Alright, Cursemancy. We will throw down a Nightmare on the Archer, I guess. Same for the Curse of Exhaustion. There we go. Yeah, with that damage, they won't be able to withstand it at that point. Yep. The AoE killed him. Oh, the benefits of Bree. Oh, I love it. Alright. Yeah, no, later on in the game, when you get gold and platinum cards, is when you start to see the taunts. Taunts are very few and far in between, but if you can get some, they're pretty useful. Especially if you have them focusing on Bree. But to give you a rough idea of what Bree is capable of, as you can see, she currently has 85 Thorns. That is 85 damage for every single attack that's being hit against her. Sure, she takes damage, but you could probably understand the effects of what's going to happen if somebody hits. Oh, definitely. Having AoE is more beneficial, I find, than just focusing on one target. It just saves you a lot of hassle of worrying about enemies. At the very least, you'll thrive in most environments with an AoE-based build. Alright, throw Vitality, Tune Up, for Whispering Lies, and I guess take out the Archer. There we go. But yeah, no, having AoE in general is just too good to be true. Even if it's just for, like, most fights... It won't help against boss fights, but it's best used when you're dealing with mobs like this, so. Usually, more AoE the better, but don't just go too heavy on it. Make sure you have some single targets. Otherwise, things just go nasty from that point. There we go. Now the Draconid tries to kill, but fails, because Bree. Unfortunately, performance is great, but hey, you sometimes get those. Okay. We don't need those. Don't need these. Do we need these? No. Nope, we're good. We will need a taunt, though, at some point, hopefully. Elven Emporium will abstain. We're going to the Elven Armory. As you progress through the city, the cold becomes more and more intense. And everywhere you look, everything is frozen. You come to a large building that looks like the city's armory. Upon entering, you realize that right in front of you is a large four-legged draconid with a large hammer accompanied by 2 other draconids. There's no chance of escape. Combat is imminent, and only one of you has the time to react to start the fight. Ah, a JoJo reference. You know what, just because of that. And your next move will be... Yeah, we'll just get some shut sight and insanity. Why not? I just wanted to click it for the meme. Alright, he's going ham. Oh dear, that's a lot of damage. Yeesh. Pain. Okay, well. Let's start off with a stockade, barbed wire, and shield up. We won't get much shielding going on, but at the very least Nezglekt will get his healing off. Okay. We're going to start with a Vitalizing Serenade. Then we get Shadow Step for Whispering Lies. Double down on that. There we go. Alright, it's time for Zek. We are going to want... I guess Darkness Falls seems like the best choice here. Yeah. Darkness Falls, Nightmare. Okay, cool. Now for Nezglekt. Ah, perfect. Pandemonium. Just what we need. Alright, let's get Mind Blast going. And let's activate Pandemonium for extra damage. And that should help our healing immensely. To the point of a full heal, because 20 HP is nice. Oh, nasty. They're applying the negative effects to us now. I forgot they did that. That's not good. Oh well. Let's throw down the Eternal Lullaby. Just to make them suffer even more. They'll die eventually. It's not like they're gonna make us suffer from insanity after all. Not too heavily anyways. Okay, we can double our target's darkness if we do apply it. I think we go for the Cursomancy. And we shoot for Curse of Vulnerability. There we go. Nearly dead. Okay, that's one of them down. Or nearly down anyways. Alright, Bree goes next. We throw down Battle Shout for a small boost of Powerful. Standard Bear will get us some more defense, and we'll throw down the weakness for that dude. And of course the man Grandor comes in, trying to kill us pretty heavily, but Thorns. The enchantments on them? Right now, it's currently Insanity. I have it set to where it actually deals a specific set of abilities. Once I'm done with the fight, I guess I could show you. I don't think I can show you right now, though. Yeah, I can't show you right now. I'll show you after the fight what I've got currently, and I can explain things so you understand what's going on. For now, Clairvoyance will get those guys dealt with. We can do Mind Vision, but I think I'm going to avoid it in favor to focus on Mind Blast here. Okay, we can increase the madness there. Yeah, no, if you're talking about the insane or like... Well, I guess the crack is going to be more dangerous than anything. Oh, those? Oh, those are their cold weapons ability. Every time they hit, they apply 2 colds. So basically it makes us slow as heck. So every time they hit us, yeah. Yeah, no worries. No worries, man. Alright, I think we can get away with a Mind Vision, and I guess another Mind Blast. Never hurts. There we go. Alright, he's trying. Oh, he got nailed because of Bree. Oh. Oh yeah, there's the armor ones. I think that's an Act 4 thing, namely. I'm not sure though, but I think we should be fine all the same. Because how well prepared we are. We will need to use Sweet Melody. That will just get the spells off, I guess. Here we go. Let's use Annoying Whistle to get rid of that dude. Vitalizing Serenade. And we're good to go. At the very least, the regeneration is going to be nice. Ah, perfect. Just at the wrong time because Endless Abyss got drawn. Great. Oh well. Okay, let's go with Curse of Madness then. Just increase the chances of damage. And I guess we can go Black Death. Yeah, it's not going to do much because there's only one enemy. Rip. Alright, he's trying his best, but he's failing. Ah, perfect. Night Terror. Just what I was looking for. Throw that. Let's get Anthem of Hope. And Mental Shake to start with. Alright. Those sights stacks are going to start to stack up really quick. Alright, let's get the spikes going. Get the Blood Rage going. Intimidate. Defensive strategy. There we go. Gotta throw out cards like it's candy. And I do believe, if we are lucky... Yes, we got it. Zero cost Endless Abyss. This is a great card if you want to deal with all of your enemies, a real lickety-split. Alright, let's start with Nightmare. There we go. Endless Abyss next. Alright. Curse of Exhaustion next. There we go. Big deeps and damage. Nice. Ah, Wrecking Ball. Huh. Hold on. Okay, I got the Wrecking Ball achievement. 1 second. Ah! Stack 50 cracks charges. I guess that's what it meant. Gustav has 50 crack charges. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, he could die at any moment, I think. Ugh. If it weren't for Bree, jeez. Alright. Torn of Thorns, there we go. That's 143 Thorns right there, that's amazing. Alright, let's get Master Spell going, otherwise things are just gonna get a lot worse for us. There we go. Now it's basically game over for him. We'll get that. Whispering Lies. I guess tune up for Eternal Lullaby? Yeah. And just belt him there. Yeah. Alright, I guess we just finalize with Mental Shake. Clairvoyance. Okay, yeah, no, I guess he passed on the debuff to me. It would make the most sense, I do believe. But it's all good. We'll just Battle Shout and Tword of Thorns. We're basically reaching the end of the fight. And the Thorns are stacking nicely, so I'm not complaining. Alright, Dark Future. Done. 177 damage. Nice. Alright, now we're finally getting into the crazy cards. Oh boy. Alright. Let's start working our way up. Alright, Temporal Chains. It's a good card for bosses in certain circumstances, but it's not gonna be working with our build, I don't think. Besides, it's a burn card, so not that great. Well, I mean... It gives me more reason to get it, actually, now that I think about it. Let's see, how's our 3-cost cards doing? We got 2. I guess we can afford 1. We do need to increase our deck size just a smidgen anyways. We're going to grab Last Requiem. That is just hard to pass up. That is 50 damage times X, which is X equals target's insanity. So that is going to be a grab. And it will upgrade from there, most likely, which is obvious. We're probably going to grab the burn version over here on the bottom, which costs 9, which will apply the insanity times the 1.5. Tutor on? If you're referring to the bard, well, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Alright, 1 second. So let me give you a rough idea. Oh, no. That is on Zek, the rat man here. To give you a rough idea of how he works, he basically has a mix of, Oh, yeah, no, he does have the tutor ability. His deck is looking a little, sort of like this here. I went with the low-cost tutor, so that way we can access Endless Abyss freely. Alternatively, we go with Darkness Falls as a fallback, or Deep Darkness, because both are really good spells. Especially the double target, or doubles the target's dark, which is nice. Alright, but let us go into what the infestation and deaths... Well, I'll start with Bree and go down. Alright, we get the choice between Stampede or Command and Conquer. Alright, Stampede applies... It deals 6 damage, applies 1 crack to all monsters, and you gain 4 vitality every time you are damaged. This is good if Bree is attacked often, which she is, so it might actually be a pretty good card for her. Alternatively, we go with Command and Conquer. So for the next 4 skills, which she uses a lot, I think, all the heroes recover 6% of their HP, and all heroes gain 1 powerful, 1 vitality, and 1 mitigate. Jeez. That's just an instant heal for a fight. Jeez. I think I'm gonna go Command and Conquer this one. I like this. It's just way too, it's way too heavy-handed to ignore because it gives such a big buff. Yeah, we'll grab Command and Conquer. Alright. Now we've got a choice between Ethereal Weapons or Encore. Ethereal Weapons deals 1 additional mind or insanity damage, or mind damage, and transforms all damage types into mind damage. And every turn, put ethereal knives into your hand. It lasts for 3 uses. So basically for 3 turns you get ethereal knives that you can cast freely. Alternatively, we go with Encore. The next song spell you play, you put a copy in your hand. Out of the 2, our best bet is actually Encore, because that's going to deal a lot of damage in a short amount of time. So we're going to grab that. Alright, we've got a choice between Death's Embrace and Infestation. Infestation is the next 6 curse spells. Put Plague Rat into your hand. Plague Rat is a draw 1, transfer 1 curse, deal 2 damage, and apply poison and darkness. Death's Embrace is basically the cold version and transforms any cold damage, or transforms any damage you do into cold. For every darkness charge you apply 2 cold, and it lasts for 20 uses. If Zek was focused in cold, I would definitely do it, but he's not currently. So I'm going to go with Infestation, because that seems way better. Alright, Nezglekt. Let's see. Fated Future. Reduce the cost of the highest cost card in your hand by 8 until discarded. Okay, what? Okay. Hold on, I need to read this. Hold on. Okay, so for 2 rounds, you take out the highest cost card from your deck. Or at the very least, the highest cost card in your hand is reduced by 8. That makes it basically free. Alternatively, the Chosen One. You gain 1 additional charges of Insanity, and the next 4 spells you apply 2 Insanity, 2 Sight, and 1 Vulnerable to all monsters. You also gain 2 Powerful and 3 Insanity. Okay, so at the cost of suffering a little bit, you get to, for the next 4 spells, apply more Insane to the target. Alternatively, the cost of your cards is reduced by 8. Let me check my deck real quick. Okay, so he doesn't have any high-cost cards yet, but that's basically things like Pandemonium going to 0 cost. That's really nice. On the offhand, the Chosen One's pretty good for stacking the Insane, which deals more damage ultimately. Plus, it also increases healing. I'm gonna go with the Chosen One specifically. I think it's for the best for Nezglekt. Anyways, that's my opinion. After a hard battle, you have defeated the Dracolords protecting the armory and the other Draconids. Yeah, exactly. Now you can search the armory for something useful. Even so, you must hurry. The cold is getting colder. Well, the beggar woman told us where the guards kept their best weapons, so after thoroughly inspecting the armory and the secret place of the guards, you find quite a lot of gold and a good number of weapons. You also find a magic torch that looks useful, and you keep it. Alright, solid. Let's see, what we got? We've got the Icebreaker. When we apply Crack, deal 7 chill, or rather 1 chill and 7 cold. But it also increases damage quite significantly, but not for us, I don't think. Breastplates. Are we going to reach that point that we need more defense? I think we are. I think it's high time we get the breastplate this time. We're going to replace the Shield of Thorns. Unfortunately, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Alright, that leaves Gustav. When you apply Courage, apply 1 Bless. Interesting. Clergy Amulet, no. Icebreaker, no. Ninja Scroll. When you play a skill, gain Evasion. Alright, I think it's high time we replace the Jingle Bell, so let's get the Ninja Scroll in place. Alright, now Zek, let's see, what do you want? What would be best for you? I think you're fine as is, you don't need anything in particular. Detox Poison. Dispel 2, gain 2, every 2 turns. I don't think I need that. Let's get the gold. And actually for Nezglekt, as much as I like the Divination Orb, I think we're reaching that point where our sight charges are actually scaling more. So I think we need the burn. So we're going to grab the Scryer Staff instead. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, it's at this point we got Run or Freeze. The back street leading to the main square is completely frozen. Luckily, it seems that the main square is more sheltered, and the cold is a little less. From here you can see the frozen palace, but not what caused the cold. To advance, you have to cross through the back street. The ground is slippery, but you can't wait, and you have to run if you don't want to freeze. Alright, let's use the magic torch to warm up and get through safely. Thankfully, due to the magical torch, we're good. Now it's on to the palace stairs. Alright, we can get a corrupted blade, but it's hypothermia, so we're absolutely refusing because cold damage. Nasty. Alright, let's see how things fare here. Ah, they're activating Stronghold, the biggest defense. Great. Alright, let us start with a Power Slave. Get them riled up. Yeah. There are certain areas where it benefits more, some that it's just useless, but you live to learn. Yeah. Defenses are annoying, but we can easily pass them. I'm confident with our abilities that we can manage. Alright, with a Vitalizing Serenade, we go from there. We can throw down a sweet melody to help Bree out. Do a Shadow Step and follow up with the Annoying Whistle. And we'll focus on the Draconid the most fastest. Yeah, that's usually the best way to go about it. Alternatively, you can bypass it if you use poison or you specialize in a specific ability in bleed, which allows you to bypass block and all that. But usually any sort of status ailment can bypass most blocks, so you just have to be specific with one. There are a few exceptions though, like fire. Yeah, there are certain ways you can go about it. I usually go like the status effect way. And it works. It works its own way. You just have to get a bunch of status ailments on it. Alright, let us throw down the 1,000 needles, I think? Yeah, 1,000... Well, no, let's go Spike Shield, why not? I think that's better. Okay, going for the Ray of Frost, which... meh, it's alright. Alright, Prismatic Field. Let us throw down the Curse of Vulnerability. And I guess we throw down... Yeah, I guess let's go with the Black Death. There we go. More damage. Alright, perfect. We throw down the Meditate. Get some more mana there. Ah, perfect. I was wondering where the Chosen One was. Alright, yeah, no, it applies to all monsters specifically. That's interesting, okay. I guess we Mind Blast, Mental Shake, I guess Anthem of Hope, and Mind Vision. There we go. Big deeps in damage. Yeah, that's a nat... Oh, wait, hold on. He passed it on to Gustav. Jeez. You know what? I think it's time for another ending story. Let's get the heavy metal going. And let's throw down Never Ending Story for big deeps there. And bada bing bada boom. Ah, Vampiric Tutor. I think we have the chance to get the Abyss. No, but we do get Darkness Falls, which is an equally a good card. So we will throw Darkness Falls into the mix. There we go. And we will drain life from the Drachnomancer there. There we go. Ah, countermeasures coming in clutch. Nice. Bree's beefing up. Good. That's the late game I was hoping for. Bree is probably gonna stack it through to the end, I think. Alright, let's take you out, or try to. Alright, now for Nezglekt. Unfortunately I don't have enough for Pandemonium. RIP. Oh well. Thankfully we've got AoEs, so let's get Clairvoyance going. Then we get Temporal Coils on the Draconid. There we go. That will slow him down for a round. Good. Okay, I think we go for Gustav. Alright, don't worry, Meg. I'm almost finished. Alright. I'll just wrap up this fight, and I'm probably gonna have to call it here, I think. But I'll just finish this off. Alright, let's blow up this Draconid. Alright, that's nice. Good enough. And now for the tanks, the most annoying of the group. We're gonna throw down Clairvoyance. Let's throw down Mind Blast on the one in the back. Let's get Innervate on Bree, I guess. She's kind of gonna need it. Alright. Yeah, you have a good one, Smurfy. I'm just gonna wrap this up and then I'll do my outro, I'm thinking. Alright, let's do that. Throw down a battle shout, get this stockade going. Let's intimidate the dude in the front with big deeps. Blood Rage. Throw down the spike shields like crazy. There we go. Oh, thank you for following, Smurfy. Much appreciated. Ah, perfect. The encore. Let's do it. Let's do the Eternal Lullaby, and follow up with the encore of the Eternal Lullaby. There we go. And we can follow up with the Listering Lees, and we're done. Boom. Absolutely destroyed. Alright. For card drops, we're just going to get shards for the most part. Reverberant Verse, we don't need that. We're definitely going to grab Shield Wall, though. Yeah, exactly. Alright, solid. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it here. For those of you on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification if you want to see more stuff. I stream daily, so if you want to catch my streams, you can catch me 3 to 7 MST time. If you want to catch my streams or try and find me, you can either check me down in the link below in the description, or alternatively, you can search me up at FYMyPapon. For those of you on Twitch, or those of you from YouTube come to Twitch, follows are always appreciated. The more followers I have, the more content I can give you guys. Once I hit, in the bottom left corner, 50 followers, and I reach 3 concurrent viewers, I can apply for, well, I do believe it is affiliate status. And I should be able to give you guys some more things to do. Whether that be, you know, little vote systems, or even like little tokens, icons, that sort of thing. I'll work on that, but I gotta get to affiliate status first before I can even consider it. But yeah. If you want to see my older videos, just check me out on my YouTube. If you scroll down, you should be able to see the YouTube link. It's got all my videos there from my archives, so if you want to see everything there, you can check it out. I got a lot of content there. If you want to see my newer content, just check me out on Twitch. It's all there, so just look around, you should be able to find it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I know I did. And I'll see you guys next stream. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.